TPR.
Is at an all-time high और जो ADHD वो जो है DSM जो है DSM आप 1 उठा के देखें और फिर DSM ये जो लेटेस्ट वाला है 5 का पता नहीं कौन सा वर्जन चल रहा है वो उठा के देखें you'll think कि आपको उस 50% बीमारियां तो आपको हैं you're just like yeah, I'm really fucked up, aren't I?
Yeah.
Do you sometimes wander off and not do you sometimes are you sometimes not able to pay attention to the work you're doing? ADHD? Nahi.
Yeah.
You know, like it's just boring work. You know, it's just it's fucked. It's fucked.
Yeah, I don't know, man. तो हमारे यहाँ भी I think a big part of it is you know आपने घर में तो आपने रखे हुए छोटे बच्चे नौकर and you were like rich हमेशा से ये वो but you also want to be part of you know the oppression thing and take part in that discussion.
What's interesting is उसका opposite भी हुआ.
I have seen her.
Okay. तो बहरहाल so she went on this tirade. अच्छा such a potent tirade. ये जो लोग रखते हैं ना अपने घर में बच्चों को मतलब क्या हो गया भाई बच्चों को घर में रखते हैं ना ये जो है ना और आप उनको प्रॉपर पैसे नहीं देते प्रॉपर पैसे क्या होते हैं
Yeah.
You know?
How much should a child be paid? I think that's where we should start the discussion.
Yeah, that is the conversation.
Underage minimum wage क्या होनी चाहिए?
क्योंकि overage तो हमें पता है कि कुछ नहीं है पता है अली भाई these days what I do is Andrew Tate वाली music है ना एक मिनट मेरा पिज़्ज़ा आ गया और फिर came in so late एक मिनट आ रहा हूँ मैं
और इरफान आप कैसे हैं?
मैं ठीक हूँ आप कैसे हैं?
अभी तुमने बहुत जहर तुमने मिस कर दिया
मेहरबानी
सब हो चुका है तो आप बिल्कुल अच्छे टाइम पे आए हैं इवन दो ये सब कट जाएगा लेकिन
काजी भाई बता ही नहीं रहे मुझे कुछ काफी दिन हो गए इनसे मुलाकात नहीं हुई है
अच्छा बस घड़ी पे नहीं है
नहीं
अबे यार अच्छा चलो ठीक है
जब से पॉडकास्ट शुरू हुई है बिल्कुल गायब है
एपिसोड
देखो नहीं देखो ये हंसी देखी इनके मुंह पे ये मुंह पे नहीं बोलेंगे ये पीठ पीछे बोल सकते हैं
हाँ ओके
बट निर्वाचन ये आप काटोगे क्यों आई थॉट आई मेड सम रियली इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट्स मतलब
यार देखो इट्स नॉट इनफ टू बी राइट बीइंग करेक्ट इज नॉट द बार सही है
अच्छा मैं आपको बता रहा था सो व्हाट आई डू नाउ इसके मैं जो है ना after I say something I just play the Andrew Tate music volume because apparently that's a deus ex machina apparently that is the answer like I can say some stupid shit like हाँ अली भाई आप सही बोल रहे हैं लेकिन my glasses are better than yours oh top G man shit
यार वो बेचारा निकल गया जेल से अब वो फिर मतलब हाँ बेचारा एंड्रू टेट यार बहुत जुल्म हो रहा है उसके साथ तुम लोगों को नहीं पता न्यू मुस्लिम ब्रदर हमारा जो है
न्यू मुस्लिम ब्रदर सबसे ज्यादा खुश पाकिस्तानी थे this tells you everything you need to know हम मुसलमान हैं we understand that the best of men in history and women were Muslim but we care about Andrew Tate converting even my Christian friends are like what the fuck I'm like bro पाकिस्तानी है
मुझे नहीं पता
ये ऐसे होता है
वो ट्विटर पे वो चल रहा है ना इमरान खान का जो नया कुछ ड्रामा साइफर इंटरसेप्ट वालों ने पोस्ट कर दिया कि हाँ जी इट वाज रियल ये वो तो देयर इज एन अमेरिकन जर्नलिस्ट वर्किंग फॉर द इंटरसेप्ट हु पुश्ड दैट स्टोरी एंड उसको एक फुल ओपन थ्रॉटल एक्सपोजर मिल रहा है टू पाकिस्तानी ट्विटर के मतलब मीम्स और हर साइड से बहस और नहीं आप तो यूं हैं और असल में तो वो है और ये वो अच्छा उसके भी मजे लगे
सिस्टर विल यू मैरी मी
हाँ मतलब मैं सोच रहा था बेचारे की यार उसका ट्विटर जो है वो कितना खराब हो गया होगा बशार एंटर द वेटिंग रूम भाई वी गॉट द बेटर ब्रदर चलो यार
ये होता है ब्रो ये होता है
मैंने बशार तक को मैसेज कर दिया इंस्टाग्राम पे कि भाई ये चीज तो उठी भी नहीं है ये चीज जो भी आ गई मुस्कुराती हुई इसकी आवाज नहीं आ रही
ये जो चीज है मैं अली भाई मैंने जो है आई रिकॉर्डेड द पॉडकास्ट विद हिम a week and a half before me and Irfan did the podcast
right
इरफान भाई वाली पॉडकास्ट मेरी वाज माय फर्स्ट पॉडकास्ट बैक।
या
अब आप मुझे बताओ, हम अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह 7 पॉडकास्ट लगा चुके हैं एंड अभी तक मेरी और नजर वाली नहीं आई है, जिसमें आई सेड सम हार्ट
अच्छा वो नजर ने एडिट करनी है?
आई थिंक
नहीं,
मतलब मुझे नहीं पता।
I want time to rebut this.
अच्छा हाँ, नहीं वो तो खैर कोई बात नहीं, लेकिन
नहीं मिलेगा।
आई थिंक अ लॉट ऑफ दिस पॉडकास्ट इज गोना बी अबाउट नजर, क्योंकि नजर की जिंदगी में पिछले 2 महीने में बहुत कुछ हुआ है। मतलब यू नो द होल
माशाल्लाह से।
कराची सिचुएशन एंड देन गोइंग टू कनाडा एंड देन बेगम भी आ गई और फिर एकदम से क्रिकेट स्पेस में नाम बन गया नजर का, फॉर बेटर और वर्स।
I think the only person who's not doing shit is me. क्योंकि इरफान भाई is doing a lot of things.
इरफान की
ninja mode पे।
हाँ फूड
इरफान भाई
रील्स
is doing a
वापस
lot of
शुरू हो
things
गई
also.
हैं। हाँ बस मसला है कि डैमथल क्या होता है, मैंने कहा ब्रो डोंट टॉक टू मी अगेन। नहीं पता ना, मतलब इट्स नॉट अ वर्ड दैट इस्लामाबाद में शायद सुना हो।
Damn thal. Oh Lord.
But खैर anyway, Kazi, are you, अच्छा by the way I'm doing that 1 meal a day thing. It's the only thing that works for me now because keto करने का
Same.
मेरा मूड नहीं है और नॉर्मल कैलोरी कंट्रोल आई गेस आई लर्न मुझे आती ही नहीं, बिकॉज अपनी तरफ से तो मैं डाइट फुल रिमेंबर व्हेन वी वर डूइंग सोबर अक्टूबर, लाइक
Yeah.
फुल एक्सरसाइज कर रहे थे एंड मैंने डाइट को कंट्रोल किया हुआ था, लाइक फुल कम जंक फूड, यू फ्लैट मेरा वजन, नो चेंज। आई वाज लाइक कैसे हो सकता है? बट आई गेस द कंक्लूजन वाज कि भाई आई डोंट नो हाउ मच कैलोरीज आर इन फूड, तो मैं तो कर ही नहीं सकता ये, तो 1 meal a day is the only thing that works. And
Ali bhai, I think I'm coming to terms with the fact that I'm fat.
हाँ वो तो
I'm still in denial. मुझसे भी accept नहीं हो पा रहा है ये बात, लेकिन
bro you have,
मैं तो मोटे नहीं हूँ।
हाँ तुम 25 साल के हो ना?
नहीं मैं 26-27 को होने वाला हूँ 2 दिन में।
Shit bro, 27 3 साल है, इसके बाद तो मौत, मतलब
That's
fuck
it,
off.
it's over. अबे it's over अभी। मैंने पिछले 3 महीने में अली भाई इतना खाया है, इतना खाया है।
But you were in
सिर्फ
Pakistan.
खाया है।
You were in Pakistan.
I was in Pakistan, but in the last 3 months, I lost all the muscle that I had. It turned into all the fat, and I gained 11 pounds.
11 pounds?
Bro,
That's 3 kilos.
Bro, पे muscle, I lost all the muscle पे सिर्फ अबीर की फोटो होनी चाहिए।
Just like disappointed Abir.
Shockingly. क्योंकि कराची में ये हो गया था यार कि I was just eating out.
Right.
रात में फूड पांडा हो रहा है, दोपहर में नए नए रेस्टोरेंट्स ट्राई किए जा रहे हैं, like every single cafe we've gone.
Yeah.
सब कुछ ट्राई कर चुके हैं, तो और multiple times if it was really good. तो
Nazar,
it was really
you
bad.
live the most west of everybody out of here, लेकिन कहते तुम पांडा हो।
Panda, yeah.
Yeah.
क्या मैं panda बोलूं? Food panda?
I don't know, man. I don't know if these two guys say panda. ये तो कराची में रहते हैं, ये नहीं कहते। What खैर?
यार मैंने अपने कजिन के सामने एक दफा फूड पैंडा बोला था और फिर मेरी ठीक ठाक ना 10
फैमिली प्रॉब्लम है, मतलब अच्छा
ये इशू है, ये उर्दू स्पीक्स
खैर। तो I was gonna start like वो जो ऑफिस कॉल्स होती है ना कि thanks everybody for taking the time to join. Irfan and Kazi, I think you are blissfully unaware of this thing. बहुत करीब आ गए इरफान। तो बढ़िया। नजर समझ दे जरा अपनी जिंदगी के पास 3 months।
Oh man, crazy 3 months.
Yeah.
Crazy 3 months. पाकिस्तान में I thought I was लवारिस, मुझे छोड़ दिया गया है कनाडा वालों ने।
हाँ, why did you go to Pakistan?
कि तुम भी नहीं आओगे।
Why did you go to Pakistan? Can you say now why you?
I think I can say now.
Okay.
ये कब आ रहा है, कब रिलीज हो रहा है?
परसों।
ये बात
यार चले I'll say it. Me and my wife are expecting a child.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah. Am I the last to know out of these 3 people?
Yeah, I think you're the last.
मैं तो तुम्हारे घर आके तुम्हारे इस बात में
चंबे होने चाहिए इस बात में।
मतलब it's not like we only talk on podcast, but I'm going to be that desi person कि it's your event, लेकिन मेरी वैल्यू इसमें कम कैसे हुई? हाँ, मुझे क्यों नहीं बताया पहले? Because that's more important. Oh shit.
क्योंकि मेरी दुआएं important है।
Yeah. नहीं, मैं दुआ तो मैं करता नहीं, लेकिन
वो मतलब मेरी बात सुनो। There were people in my family that were like कि हमें तुमने जल्दी बताया तभी ये लड़का हुआ है, नहीं तो लड़की होती, नहीं तो बेटी पैदा होती।
Nice.
ऐसा भी होता है।
Who did you tell first?
who did I tell first? I told Bashar
no.
first.
Oh, you told Bashar first?
Like in my life, yeah, in दोनों में से.
No, in your life.
In my life, I told
नहीं
Bashar.
अभी
सामने था वो.
इरफान, हाँ, इरफान भाई और काजी दोनों से दोस्ती खराब होने वाली है. बताओ किसको बताया पहले?
नहीं, it was Bashar. We were driving, and I was contemplating कि यार, do I go to Karachi or do I wait till Simran's paperwork happens or not?
Okay.
तो वो उसमें जो है ना, मैं और Bashar was driving. He was just in shock. He's like.
So how long did you know before you told Bashar?
I think I knew a couple of weeks before I told Bashar, because me and Simran didn't. We were stressed. कि यार करना क्या है? Do we just wait till she comes and then we tell everybody, or do we tell everybody now and then I go to Karachi? Like what is it going to be?
So Simran's family knew?
No, it was just me and her.
How did you guys do this? Matlab?
It was in the early days, tha, so like, obviously nobody, you couldn't tell.
Right.
So,
right.
But every day I was waking up stressed out of my mind, man. I was like, I don't know what to do. Nai job.
This is a good approach that Nazar took. Keep information inside, alone. Don't share with anybody. And ये सबसे अच्छा होता है तरीका to deal with
especially for men. Especially for men, ये काबिल तारीफ है. हाँ, काबिल तारीफ है. क्योंकि I would have been the opposite. मतलब मेरी आधी फैमिली को तो पता होता. मतलब कनाडा में मेरी पुप्पो हैं.
He would have been texting from the doctor.
हाँ, उनको भी पुप्पो नाम वैसे तो बात नहीं करते हैं. You hate me, लेकिन ये आप दुआ करना शायद लड़का हो जाए, शायद बेटा हो जाए, पता नहीं.
रील्स पे काजी लाइक बच्चे क्यों होते हैं? अच्छा, खैर, that's also wild that you were able to hold on to it for like a couple of weeks, and she was also.
Yeah. And then we decided to at least like tell our parents, right?
Achha,
like at least we have some adult input.
Yeah. How much did both sides freak out?
Nobody freaked out. There was lots of like happy crying on both sides.
Oh, acha. Okay.
बहुत ज़्यादा happy crying. Like we have videos. Obviously, I will not be sharing it on this podcast.
Next clip you're seeing, everyone crying, tears.
Lekin, how do you know it was happy crying? How do you know it wasn't Bashar just being like, what the fuck?
Bashar, the first thing Bashar says is like, yaar, तुम्हारा बच्चा रोएगा, मेरी नींद खराब होगी.
देखो यार, priorities to priorities है ना. He's like, fuck, there's gonna be another one of him. अच्छा. Will your child grow up to be taller than Bashar? Tune in 18
ये सवाल है bro.
18 years to find out.
हाँ.
We're hoping that the chachu genes does come into this kid.
Yeah.
And
weird thing to say, but khair, chalo. You find out. Okay. 2 weeks you're shitting yourself.
Shitting my pants. फिर अम्मी अब्बू को बताया. Simran ने अपने parents को बताया. And then I discussed it with Bashar, and हमारे यहाँ full committee बैठती है ना, democracy.
लोग नाराज नहीं हुए कि 2 हफ्ते से बताया क्यों नहीं?
नहीं, उनको ये थोड़ी बताया कि 2 हफ्ते से पता है.
ओह, अच्छा.
उनको तो बोला था कि अभी पता चला है, मतलब 2-3 दिन हो गए. And then we also did it like with like gifts वगैरह दिए थे. It was sort of a surprise. Like dad opened a box, उसके अंदर like baby shoes थे, and he's like, what is this?
Yeah, he's like, my fucking idiot son. Like ये मेरा size थोड़ी है.
तो उसके बाद फिर then we decided that I think I should go to Karachi. I was going to Karachi for 3 weeks. So I packed for 3 weeks. I took my stuff for 3 weeks. And we were like, yaar, Simran ka paperwork aa jayega, because it was literally at the last stage. It's like at the point where you submit your passport and
right. Yeah.
So I landed in Karachi, and मेरी नई job भी लगी थी, by the way, in a really good marketing firm.
Yeah.
And anyways, because this comes back.
Yeah. Foreshadowing. I land. जैसे मैं land करता हूँ, Simran का paperwork आ जाता है कि you have to give your passport. But the biggest issue is that they're asking for us to submit it in a visa office in the US, where she's not anymore. So we right, because she applied from there.
From there, yes. So we give the visa office or the High Commission of Canada सारी details कि भाई हम कराची में हैं, हम आपको पहले से बता चुके हैं. I emailed them in Feb that we have moved.
Yeah.
No response.
Yeah.
No response. ठीक है, इतने में काजी भाई और इरफान भाई भी आ गए थे. I told them as well. I was like, bro, मेरी फट रही है, मेरी जॉब लगी हुई है अभी, and नई जॉब लगी हुई है. I was on probation.
Right.
At this marketing place. And they're like, यार कुछ नहीं होगा, टेंशन नहीं लो. 3 हफ्ते हुए.
मैंने तो ये नहीं बोला था. इरफान भाई ऐसे पॉजिटिव है, मैंने तो ऐसा कुछ नहीं बोला.
आपने क्या बोला?
लग गए ब्रो. मैंने बोला खत्म ब्रो सब कुछ, अब यहीं पे पलोगे पड़ोगे, सब यहीं पे होगा ब्रो।
That's fake news. I have voice notes of काजी भाई 1.5 मिनट की, देखो अल्लाह रहम करेगा, जो भी होता है अच्छे के लिए होता है, टेंशन नहीं लो।
नहीं वो अल्लाह रहम करेगा तो आखिर पे आता है ना, मैंने क्या बोला था ब्रो, देख ले बाकी अल्लाह रहम करेगा।
I hope अल्लाह रहम करेगा। अच्छा।
And 3 हफ्ते हुए, महीना हुआ, 1.5 महीना हो गया, 2 महीने हो गए।
That's wild.
My job वाले is like, bro, what क्या vibes हैं? And then one day I got a resignation. I got the call कि बेटा,
right, termination.
Letting you go. Termination, yes.
Yeah.
मेरी तो back.
Yeah.
तो I was like, मुझे
double back.
मैं क्या करूँ? Double back. And I was like, bro, this kid is gonna come into this world and his dad is gonna be बेरोजगार as shit.
Yeah, सही बात है।
ये एक तो ये लफ्ज ये इस्तेमाल कर रहा था, मुझे इतना बुरा लग रहा है, ये लफ्ज ना इस्तेमाल कर यार।
क्या बेरोजगार?
बड़े होके इस बच्चे को बताएंगे कि बेटा आर्टिस्ट मत बनना, कोई फायदा नहीं है। देखो तुम्हारे अब्बा के साथ क्या हुआ, जब तुम आए थे he was nothing. Well, hopefully you
literally,
but like
hopefully.
अच्छा, तो
and then
हाँ double भी नहीं, triple back, because like child visa and now job also gone.
And senior हो रहा था कि like if we had the baby in Karachi, then I would have been stuck, like we both would have been stuck there till December, easy.
Right.
Because October.
When is the child due?
October की mid में, inshallah.
Okay.
And then like there's recovery time, that's 6 to 8 weeks.
That's not that far. Yeah, October isn't that far, huh?
Yeah.
From and this was what, April?
This was now like I got fired in June.
Oh shit. Acha.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah. So and the doctors were like July के first week तक, if you guys, sorry, July के end तक, if you don't get your visa, she can't fly.
Travel.
So बहुत ज़्यादा, like, because then 6 to 8 weeks is recovery time, and then Simran's sister was getting engaged in December, so we had to stay for that, because if we're there till November की end, then we should wait another couple of weeks and do that. So it was just like chaos. I was like, मैं December तक यहाँ फंस जाऊँगा, and I was having the worst time in Karachi. वो अलग पूरी है RR, that's another thing.
This is the Nazar show.
So what I did was, because a lot of people were telling me कि यार जेरीज का ऑफिस है ना गिजरी पे, वहाँ पे अपॉइंटमेंट लो एंड वहाँ पे जाके just submit your passport. ठीक है, the worst they can do is reject it, the best they can do is take it and give the visa. I'm like, bro, कैसे मैं एकदम से जाके without any documentation में कैसे जाके submit करा दूँ? खैर, I was like, I'm
Karachi thing. That's a very Karachi thing. They could also just hold on. They could also just hold on to the passport. Be like, yeah, we're going to hold on to it and then let you know in 2 years.
Yeah.
You know, ये
exactly.
nonsense होती है.
So I was like, bro, I was so desperate, Kazi भाई, कि मैंने बोला चलो ठीक है, I'll do that. I took an appointment at Jerry's और मैं और सिमरन पहुंच गया. ठीक है, मैं अपने सारे पेपर वर्क प्रिंट आउट, क्योंकि everything is print out in Karachi.
Everything print out, 3 copy, 4 copy. हाँ.
Exactly.
2D environment.
हाँ, और फिर उसको ब्लेम करना है अमेरिका को. ग्लोबल वार्मिंग जो हुई है ना हमारे लिए, इतना डंप कर रहे हो जो शिट अपने उसमें सी में. नहीं ब्रो, वेस्ट ने हमारे साथ मसला किया है ना, तभी हम सब वेस्ट ही जा रहे हैं और जाके वहां पे काला मुंह कर रहे हैं.
हमारे पास ओरिजिनल पासपोर्ट की कॉपी है, उनको पासपोर्ट की कॉपी की जरूरत है. Like I still don't know.
Yeah.
But and he checked. He just saw it and he put it back.
Listen, you have to, I'm sorry Ali bhai, but Nazar, you have to also inshallah at some point get to the conversation about how if 80,000 skilled people have left Pakistan, wo exodus North America को कैसे affect कर रहा है? Because racism is at an all-time high also. You heard it here first.
इससे पहले तुमने सुना ही था. We'll talk about what this racism is that he's talking about. लेकिन खैर
आज की hot takes बहुत hot हो गए एकदम से.
भाई अभी तो तुम as always जो तुम आधा घंटा लेट आया, तुमने बहुत कुछ मिस कर दिया. But खैर हाँ, फिर
ब्रो इरफान भाई का वो ट्वीट तैयार था कि मैं इसको जानता ही नहीं हूँ. हाँ, मैंने काफी सारे मसले कर दिए थे मैंने.
खैर तो फिर
and then so I go to Jerry's and मैंने उनको पेपर दिखाया, तो I bluffed. I was like, यार पेपर वैलिड है टोटली. उन्होंने जिंदगी में कभी नॉर्थ अमेरिकन वीजा ऑफिस का पेपर देखा ही नहीं. They were like, ये तो हमारे पास जो पेपर आते हैं उस पर कुछ और लिखा हुआ होता है. Like, it's a different file form altogether. I was like, bro, मेरे पास ये आया है, मुझे सबने बोला है, like हाई कमीशन ऑफ कनाडा से लेके पता नहीं झाड़ दिया मैंने.
जस्टिन ट्रूडो.
उसकी मैनेजर आई, हाँ, उसकी मैनेजर ने पढ़ा, उसने कहा ये गलत फॉर्म है, ये सही फॉर्म है.
Right.
जस्टिन ट्रूडो, yeah. And उस पे लिखा हुआ था, I mean, I kept pointing out कि ये वीजा ऑफिस यहाँ पे भेजना है, बस हमारा वीजा ऑफिस कराची का हो गया because she's moved here. खैर वो पासपोर्ट लेके गए, वो आधे घंटे के बाद उस मैनेजर की मैनेजर आई. She was like, हाँ चलो.
जेरी खुद आ गया कि भाई
जेरी वहीं पे था.
जेरी भाई आ गए.
He was a mouse, but खैर
उसका असल नाम जाजेब है. जेरी ऐसे ही बोलते हैं.
Bro, I'm sure that's true. If you are a Janzeb or know a Janzeb, comment करें आप अगर आपको जेरी कहते हैं लोग. हाँ, बढ़िया.
And then passport submit करा दिया. अब मैं जब payment कर रहा था, तो I asked the guy. I was like, यार यहाँ पे passport reject होता है? Like if you submit it, will they like not put the visa in if you're eligible and all that? It's like, यार sir, हम लोग passport लेते ही नहीं है अगर visa ना लगे तो. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
So I submitted it. And
Nazar's
then
like,
we were very.
यार अगर मैं झूठ बोल रहा हूँ तो कोई मसला होगा?
नहीं सर कराची है क्या हो गया?
I'm like, घर आए, and I was like, everybody else was like celebrating, and I was like, नहीं, I don't know कि if it's gonna come or not. मेरी तो पैक हुई थी, मैंने किसी को इसलिए बताया भी नहीं. मैं हिंट दे रहा हूँ काजी भाई इरफान भाई को, यार कुछ मिल लेते हैं, कुछ नहीं पता, शायद मैं चला जाऊँ, जल्दी चला जाऊँ. And they're like, bro तुम कहाँ आ रहे हो? तुम्हारा तो सीन ऑफ है. मैं कहा नहीं, मिल लेते प्लीज. तो 8 दिन 10 दिन के बाद पासपोर्ट रिसीव किया, अल्लाह का शुक्र है, वीजा लग आ गया. एंड उसी दिन आई वाज लाइक, ब्रो आई एम आउट ऑफ हियर, नेक्स्ट वीक टिकट कराओ. Because we had no time. Like हमारा वीजा आया है about 16-17 July and we left 24th को. In a week we left. And then the rest is history. Yeah, man, it was crazy. I was stressed. We were in the plane and I was like, there's no way I'm going to Canada right now, because हम लोगों ने December का mind बना लिया था कि we're going to be here till December.
Bro, but this never leaves you, by the way. I mean, I think Nazar is a much better immigrant than I am, Ali bhai. Not better than you maybe, but Canada के context में, he's a much better immigrant than I am. But अभी भी when I get on a plane ना, and I land and I'm just like, अच्छा passport दिखाना है. I'm like, यार, what if they find out कि I'm brown?
Yeah. वही मैं कह रहा था, नजर की बातों से लग रहा था कि पहली दफा जा रहा है फिर से. But
literally, bro, it was literally like that. And then as soon as I landed, I was like, सुकून में, like अब सिमरन के हेल्थ कार्ड का भी चक्कर हो गया था कि they were like, oh, you need like a piece of a letter that has your name on it that is delivered to you.
Like proof of address. Okay.
She landed yesterday. How will she have that?
Right.
तो उसका भी घपला करना पड़ा, उसको लीज पे डाल दिया घर. ओए बहुत लंबे सीन्स हुए हैं, घर की लीज पे डाल दिया.
Bro, if anyone who's the only person who's enjoying is Simran's dad, because he's just like
एक और property.
Oh man. उसके बाद but the day I landed, क्योंकि यहाँ पे वो क्रिकेट लीग शुरू हो रही थी ना, तो वो शुरू एक हफ्ता हो चुका था. And Bashar was like sending me voice notes, bro, हमारे पास access है, we got everything, but
what is this cricket league और इसकी भी story जरा बताओ, जरा step back.
यार, the cricket league, it's basically the PSL for poor people in Canada. It's basically
the PPSL.
Oh, hey. Poor नहीं बोलते, पागल हो क्या?
Sorry, फिर under.
Bro, the proletariat, the working class, the masses,
as the immigrant class,
as Nida Kirmani would say, the working class, the proletariat.
You follow Nida Kirmani?
Yeah, against her.
No, I just beef with her sometimes.
He follows her at night. She hates it.
But I am apparently, me and you and everyone on this here chat is responsible for all the problems of Pakistan, including global warming. ये आपको पता होगा.
इरफान तो बहुत पहले से.
ये तो पता है.
हाँ.
इरफान भाई तो काफी अरसे से कर रहे हैं, ये कंट्रीब्यूट कर रहे हैं.
क्या वाला आपको पता?
इरफान भाई तो चीलों के भी तुम आ रहे हैं ना, वो ड्रोन उड़ते हैं, चीलें मरती हैं. डेड.
और क्या?
छोटी आग लगाते हैं शहर में.
नहीं, वो जो चीले हैं ना, वो जब वो उस पे ड्रोन उड़ाते हैं तो वो चीलों को जो है ना ऐसा से कमजोरी हो जाता है. And that's adding to the mental health crisis. And that's what's happening, I think.
In the eagle community.
Yeah,
in the eagle community, which also
Hawks with SLRs, you know, I mean, this is not before Irfan, उनके पास कैमरा नहीं थे.
हाँ bro. बिल्कुल.
Yeah.
I've seen, listen, ऐसा नहीं है. I've seen dogs with the GoPro 11. Bro, 11. Yeah. How are they affording this? मतलब 10 तक तो हो जाता.
कर्जे लेते हैं. उनकी कम्युनिटी में बड़ा मसला है.
कर्जे लेते हैं. हाँ bro, कर्जे ले रहे हैं. और जाहिर है वो सब भी मर्दों की.
हाँ, male dogs.
Of course. Not the bitches. Never the bitches.
Yeah.
You can tell I got the dog immediately.
I saw a tweet about some dog doing something too like smart, and the tweet was, he's got that human in him. Khair, the Poor People Cricket League in Canada.
Yeah, so the GT20,
वो
it
चल
was
रही।
absent for 4 years and then it restarted this year. तो बशार तो full लगा हुआ था कि हमें media access वगैरह मिल जाए और हमें मिल गया. But
अच्छा।
I took all the podcast gear with me to Karachi because I was like, bro, Karachi में होऊंगा, I'm gonna interview everybody on this panel like 3 times.
Yeah. Did you do
So,
it?
yeah. So
Okay.
I obviously had everybody on the podcast and then some. So मैं जैसे ही land हुआ, next day we went to the game and then we went to the press conferences. I took a vibe of everything. And then we also had access to the hotels.
Right.
यहाँ पे players
Is
ठहरे हुए
this
थे क्योंकि
normal
वहीं
that you guys got this? Like, why do you think you got it?
I think so. Our pitch was very strong. जो हमने GT20 को की थी. we named ourselves the biggest cricket podcast in North America.
Let's
Because
go.
there's like 3.
Possibly true.
Because
And now it is true. Now it's true.
We know some people, mashallah, say who are the biggest, respective in their own community. वो पहले बोलना होता है, फिर करके दिखाना होता है.
फिर करके दिखाना होता है. Fair.
हाँ, ये तो आपको पता है ना, ये तो आपको पता है.
We did that. A little help of ChatGPT, and our deck was like Pappu.
Okay.
And then they were like,
एक मिनट.
हाँ जी.
तू राइटर नहीं है?
Yeah.
तुझे शर्म आती है ब्रो? People, तुम्हारे जो कॉलीग्स हैं हॉलीवुड के, वो अभी रायट कर रहे हैं.
Yeah. Don't buy his next book. इसने नहीं लिखी. वो सारी नज़में इसने डाउनलोड की हैं. नज़में.
Wow. Ali bhai with that. Now my ball vibe. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we did that. ChatGPT से by the way मैंने सिर्फ reference लिया था. I did edit that whole thing myself क्योंकि it's very easy. नहीं काजी भाई. I'm being honest. It's so easy to catch it.
मैं उमैर नजीब खान के साथ पॉडकास्ट कर रहा हूँ. In the podcast, it's just him and me. अकेले बैठे हुए हैं. And he's just like, मेरी बात सुनो. पहली बात तो मिड जर्नी जो होता है ना, that's not art. Like, मैंने कुछ नहीं बनाया. मुझे क्यों बोल रहे हो? Bro, वही वाली बात है ना, जो एक्चुअल बंदा होता है, आप नहीं हो, लेकिन जो एक्चुअल बंदा होता है, राइटर होता है, जो लिखता है अपने हाथ से, उसको ये बात बुरी लग सकती है. You know what I mean?
Yeah. To be fair, with one of the emails that I wrote to the High Commissioner of Canada was also from ChatGPT.
High Commissioner of Canada, wow.
Yeah, full like.
They're like, इस boy को हम hire कर लेते हैं. ये writing कितनी अच्छी करता है.
No, but the thing is, you can check. It's very easy to tell कि ये ChatGPT है. I did a giveaway, and उसमें आधे जितने भी boys थे ना, all of them were ChatGPTing why they wanted a Kindle, and I was like, bro, ये तुम 6 paragraphs तुमने नहीं लिखे, bro.
Yeah.
तुमने नहीं लिखे.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to catch that. So we got the access. They also said they also gave us hotel access. So hotel में we were gonna shoot the recording. इस ground में तो कर नहीं सकते. तो अब hotel में हम लोग खड़े हुए. It was literally like we were selling flyers, right? हम लोग gate पे खड़े हुए. Iftikhar is coming. Assalamu alaikum Iftikhar bhai. हम लोग ये. Bashar had like a 30-second elevator pitch down.
Right.
Iftikhar bhai, हम लोग ये podcast, हम लोग ये करते हैं. हमारे podcast में ये आ चुके हैं. Like we did the whole. एक ज़माने में याद होगा. You probably heard that joke, the Bill Gates joke, कि Bill Gates की बेटी somebody wanted Bill Gates on the podcast, so they said that Elon Musk is on their company. फिर Bill Gates was like, yeah, sure, ठीक है, Elon ने किया तो मैं भी करूंगा. फिर they go to Elon and like, yo, हमारी कंपनी में आ जाओ, हमारी कंपनी में Bill Gates भी है.
Okay.
That thing. We basically did that.
Right.
So
झूठ
we
बोला.
had no झूठ.
But you have to.
We call it flexing, but okay.
But you have to appreciate the hustle. मतलब ये हर किसी में टप्पड़ नहीं होते ये करने के.
Yeah. It was proper quality. It was proper quality. And then so ऐसे करके, because we also had GT20 media access as well, and we were using that.
Right.
यार इस पे फिर मुझे एक बात याद आई, इस बात पे बशार की हट गई. ठीक है. So the GT20 told us that we're the only podcast. ठीक है. शुरू में there was like a talk, like बातचीत हो रही थी कि CBC जो है ना, Canadian Broadcasting Company, उससे भी affiliation हो सकती है. Maybe we could work with them as well.
जबरदस्त, इंशाल्लाह.
A week before the GT20 starts, बशार gets an email के GT20 का जो primary access था हमारे साथ वो cancel हो गया है. When the GT20 starts, हमारे ही साथ there is another guy doing a podcast. Now Bashar is very confused, right? And he's like sending me voice notes. Long story short, पता ही चलता है कि the GT20 hired a freaking Indian comedian. ठीक है?
Again, Kunal
out from Delhi.
Flew
him out from Delhi.
What?
Took him. He was staying in this hotel where all the players were staying.
What?
He had 10x access than we did. सारा सामान उसको लेके दिया, सारी gear उसको लेके दी, सब कुछ. What did we get? A lunch room में एक कोना मिला हमें.
That's ridiculous.
And Bashar was furious. He was like, bro, you guys spent like 15 grand on this guy. उसका आधा हमें दे देते, and we would have done like a 10x better job.
Yeah.
And we did, by the way.
Yeah.
The hardest podcast.
We'll come to that also. Yeah. But who is this comedian? Let's go to his house.
Some rando, some Surab naam ka banda. Matlab, he has 100,000 followers, but like everybody in India does.
Yeah, well, हाँ ये भी है.
ठीक है, random बंदे को भी लाख followers आते हैं. तो and he had known cricket knowledge. Like he did a podcast with Azam Khan, and he's calling him like, "यार तुम Chris Gayle के बेटे तो नहीं हो?" And Azam is like, "Bro, what?"
Oh
what
God, dude! This is
happening?
reminding me of someone else we know.
Nah.
Oh
yes. No names will be taken, but yes.
I don't know.
I mean, you could take a name, dude. I don't really give a shit.
I'm not taking no names, bro. I'm a celebrity now.
अब तो तुम हाँ media
Oh
personality.
snap!
And then we got player access. So शुरू में the G20 was giving us like players we didn't want,
Right.
like players you have never heard of.
Right.
And Bashar was like, "यार जो आ रहा है अभी ले लो. You never know." They were like, "चलो ठीक है, हासिल की बात है. We just got to start नीचे काम ऊपर, right?" So we interviewed people we literally did not know. Apparently they were big players, but we had no idea. Aista, we started like making our own way into like players se salam dua. Like you get FaceTime with players, then they recognize you. That's what happened with Haris. So the day that we landed into the hotel, Haris was like, usi waqt wo aaya tha Colombo se. So we talked to him for like 5-10 minutes. He's like a lad's lad, full Londa. And I was like, Haris bhai, chill scene hai. Hamara podcast ka setup hua hai breakfast room mein, aap aao. तो कह रहे यार आप मेरे मैनेजर से कंफर्म कर लो and then डन सीन है. खैर उसके बशार ने फौरन उसके मैनेजर को डीएम किया, उसके मैनेजर ने यस करा दिया. 2 दिन के बाद Haris was locked. Now the Haris podcast we thought was going to be like, it was 40 minutes. He said 15 to 20 and then वो 40 मिनट तक बैठा. That's by the way how we got everybody. 15 से 20 मिनट.
Right.
Azam Khan an hour and 5 minutes. Sameer Nana an hour.
Yeah.
So and then once they sat down, they खुद ही बातें कर रहे थे. They were enjoying themselves.
I don't think these people have podcast experience. Now they probably think it's going to be like an interview, and they're like, "हम आज आ जाएंगे." But podcast is much more free flowing. So they're like, "हाँ चलो fuck it, वक्त तो गुजर ही रहा है." It's not
exactly,
bad.
and it was a lot more conversational. And Bashar had so much information and like did so much homework on these players. They were actually surprised and like were happy that people know their work. So Haris बैठा, Haris ने बातचीत वगैरह शुरू करी. Podcast done हुआ, we shook hands, he had a great time. He was like, यार 40 मिनट गुजर गए, मुझे पता भी नहीं चला. I was like, bro, ऐसे ही होता है. We could have gone longer, but it's okay. You had your commitments. Like, thank you very much. Let me know when it comes out. बात खत्म. That same day, Samin Rana, who is the CEO of Lahore Qalandars, was sitting in the breakfast room watching us do the Haris podcast. Bashar ने पहचान लिया, Bashar जाके बैठ गया. Bashar talked to him for 10 minutes. He started picking his brains. यार आपने ये कैसे किया, आपने वो कैसे किया. And then Bashar ने खुद ये pitch किया कि हमारा podcast setup है, आप ये सारी stories हमें यहाँ पे आके बताएं. This is great stuff. तो Samin Rana was like, नहीं यार, he was being very humble कि यार मुझे I don't ever come on podcast and that's not my thing. And
bro, मैंने क्या किया? मैंने थोड़ी कुछ किया है.
I just own a team.
He was like, आप आके भाई को ले ले, आप इनको ले ले. हमें कहनी हम आप चाहिए. क्योंकि Bashar was like, bro, this is an exclusive. He literally never goes on podcast. Rohan Nadeem has asked him so many times. These Geo News people ask him, ये आता है 5 मिनट के लिए चला जाता है. He never has done a full length podcast. खैर, we took his number. We were like, अब आधे घंटे में आ जाए, we'll text you when we're ready. Samin Rana, I guess Samin Rana भाई 1 घंटा 10 मिनट बैठ गया. ठीक है, incredible stories. How Haris became a player, how Shaheen became a captain, everything. How he built his team. His team. I don't know, Ali bhai, if you follow cricket, but in the PSL, the first 4 years, the Lahore Qalandars were at like the.
They were shit. I know that. Yeah,
they were shit. Completely.
Shit. बहुत लेते थे. Yeah,
laughing stock, right? And then abhi last 2 years they've won back to back, right? And Shaheen Hafid is the captain, and it's crazy. So we talk about that, and then the one guest that Bashar wanted to get that we didn't get. This is the whole story. Is Iftikhar Ahmed. ठीक है? Iftikhar Ahmed.
Because वो comedian ले गया ना उसको.
Comedian ने भी नहीं किया उसको, by the way. Comedian ने भी नहीं किया. Bro, comedian got freaking Wasim Akram. We couldn't even get Wasim Akram.
एक मिनट. That speaks to something. मतलब खैर, I don't know. I can't blame Wasim Akram because he probably didn't know you guys were there. But that's just frustrating, man.
His manager knew us.
So बस bro, मुझे जो second hand frustration हो रही है. मेरा कुछ जाए नहीं. मतलब आप मेरे दोस्त हो सिर्फ, लेकिन this kind of nonsense. आज जो है, again, someone who will not be named did a reel for मतलब मैं आपको कैसे बताऊं? What is going on here? What is the metric?
काजी ने इतनी high level बात की कि किसी को समझ नहीं आया कि हुआ क्या है. But चलो ठीक है. Someone did a reel, but it wasn't good.
हाँ, नहीं. It wasn't good. अश्लील को मतलब it was.
इसमें क्या पड़ा? Commodities are very important to the financial market.
तो फिर आप अपने ये ना बोलो ना
खैर तो Wasim, he got Wasim Akram.
Crazy
Yeah.
crazy
Ali
trend.
bhai ये पूरा नहीं काटना, but like just cut out pieces just enough so I get some point across.
हाँ, I'll cut it in such a random way, like बीच में, like chaos. And people are like, what the fuck is it?
Plastic surgeon. Boom. What?
भाई इरफान भाई को बोलो फोन रख दें अब क्या हो गया
हाँ,
मैं कहीं और चला गया।
इरफान iPad लेके आ गया, एक सेकंड यार, मैं बता रहा। ये शॉर्ट्स अच्छे नहीं।
इरफान भाई के randomly चश्मे वापस आ गए। इरफान भाई
इरफान भाई के चश्मे में सब दिख रहा है क्या चल रहा है crazy
Okay. So khair, this comedian called Wasim Akram was there. But अच्छा ठीक है,
Yeah.
you did the interview because one of the things that I saw, because मैंने तुम्हारे उस पे देखा, अच्छा मेरे दिमाग में ना, because cricket is not important for me, so I just view it and then erased from memory, and then if I see the same thing again, it's like I'm watching it for the first time. तो मैंने तुम्हारे Instagram पे देखा कि वो हारिस वाला इंटरव्यू चल रहा है, अच्छा नज़र बशार बैठे हैं, बातचीत कर रहे हैं, मैंने कहा चलो ठीक है, नेक्स्ट ये वो बाकी Instagram स्क्रॉल होता रहा, फिर मैंने ट्विटर पे देखा, when Khawaja posted and I shared that tweet with you. And I was like, I feel like I've seen this, but I don't remember. And then the camera was like, "Abhi ye sale, ye to wahi hai."
ये तो अपने
Yeah, and
the thing that actually happened with that podcast was it was just 40 seconds of him shitting on India. That's it.
right,
It was just that.
right.
And Twitter, it actually went viral on Twitter first. Like people started sending us, aapne bheja, and then other people were sending us clips. People chori kar karke dal rahe the. I was like,
Yeah,
fine,
yeah.
whatever. And then it got weird when like Indian media started reporting on it. NDTV,
Yes, बहुत
Indian
viral है.
Express,
Indian main channels are
main
so
channels.
हाँ,
Like वो
Bro, because there's
Pakistani
because there's
kaptan ने ये
50,000
बोला.
of them, na?
yeah,
Because there's
yeah.
50,000 of them,
कुछ तो
they need
करना है.
views, na?
हाँ,
And that is the whole reason why the thing went viral. Is
right,
because of those 40 seconds.
right.
And for 40 seconds, itne chale. And then it got so out of hand. I actually voice noted in my Irfan bhai. I was like, Irfan bhai, I don't know what to do. People are stealing my content right, left and center. Like, kuch samajh mein nahi aa raha hai mujhe. They're not giving us credits. They're literally putting their own watermarks on it.
Wow.
Okay? And we never used to put watermarks because we never blew up like that.
Yeah. कभी
तो हमें पता नहीं था.
watermark के
तो
पैसे
इरफान
नहीं थे
भाई-
हमारे पास.
मतलब genuinely, we were like, we don't need it.
Yeah.
And Irfan bhai was like, bro, जहाँ पे तुम उनको जवाब दे सकते हो passive aggressively वहाँ पे दो.
Yeah.
और
No, I
जहाँ
said
पे नहीं
this.
दे सकते. Did you say that? Oh, you said that, yeah. No, he also said the similar thing. कि like उन पे attack करो, tell them that this is your content and release the next episode as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Like you gain on the momentum.
Yeah.
तो हम लोगों ने एक basic tweet बनाई और control C, control V. Like every time we would see it,
हाँ, नहीं,
and we told people.
Yeah.
And we told people in our circle as well कि आपको दिखे आप foreign report करो ऐसे. So that kind of helped a little bit. थोड़ी सी गैरत दिलाई कुछ pages पे. Like the first time I opened Facebook and there's a page called Just Pakistani Things. It has like 1 million or 900,000 followers.
नाम से ही
पूरा
नफरत.
छाप दिया.
हाँ.
पूरा छाप दिया. No credits. ठीक है. और फिर नीचे boys ने, मैंने, बशार ने और बशार के दोस्तों ने, etc. people who like our podcast spam commented, bro, this is not yours. This is BackwardPoint thing. And then they
I'm
were like,
looking
oh,
at it now, and 197,000 views, bro, in 7 days. 34,000 on Samin Rana. It's 197. उससे पहले 2,000, 2.2, 800, 300. So like,
Yes,
this is really
yes.
doing well.
It's doing way better than we ever expected. Honestly, we thought we would hit 10,000. We'd finally get our 4,000 hours done. Like हमारा goal ये था.
Huh.
And then it did like 50,000 in the first night.
Right.
And we were like,
right.
what is happening?
Yeah.
But then it becomes a bit sour because the next day, जब it started blowing up, we met Haris. And Haris wasn't talking to us.
Oh,
like,
he's
what?
like, ये क्या हुआ?
Yeah,
हाँ,
वो
yeah, I was
था.
wondering.
And we were in the ground, like, you know, तो वो उसका match था, final था, GT20 का. So we were there. So media box में there, we waved at him. He waved back, but he didn't come to us. And then like we called him over, like, Haris bhai, idhar aao. Haris bhai, he stood for like 15 seconds and then he left. He's like, bro, like, बहुत डांट पड़ रही है, बहुत बातें सुनने को मिल रही है अभी. I gotta go. Then he went to like, the fans. Then me and Bashar felt bad. We were like, yaar, we feel guilty now because our podcast is not the haha got you podcast.
Right, of course.
We didn't want that soundbite. We haven't even posted the India soundbite. वो बाकी सबने किया है. We posted everything else because that podcast he talks about Babar Azam so well. He talks about the Pakistani team. We're more interested in that than we are what he says about India. And we felt so bad. We were like, I think like, did we just sabotage this kid? Because he's younger than us. He's 21.
Yeah.
And we felt horrible.
Yeah.
So the next day we met up with Azam. So we told Azam Khan this. We're like, we're feeling bad. So Azam was like, bro, feeling bad wali baat nahi hai. Like he's an adult. He said what he said. And it's not like you guys coerced him to saying it. We didn't ask that question.
Also, what did he say that was so bad?
Yeah, he basically said, so Karachi mein there's a thing. I'll contextualize this. Karachi में जब आप एक टीम मैच हारती है ना, तो मजाक में there's a saying कि यार वो सामने वाले बड़े लड़के ले आए थे, that's why we lost. Saying कि वो अच्छे लड़के थे, हम लोग बच्चे थे, that's why we lost, right? So there was criticism on actually you, me and Irfan bhai at your house, Kazi, if you remember, we were watching the Emerging Cup, Asia Cup का final. ये उस मैच की बात है, ठीक है? पाकिस्तान ने 350 मारे थे, इंडिया 170 या 180 पे ऑल आउट हो गई थी. तो उस मैच में the criticism that Pakistani team was getting was कि पाकिस्तान की जो players, emerging team के जो players थे ना, more than half of them are international players, ठीक है? And more than half of them have played for Pakistan. So how are they emerging? But people forget that the same Indian team beat Pakistan team like a week before, कुत्ते की तरह मारा था 10 विकेटों से 8 विकेटों से, something like that. उस वक्त nobody had any complaints. Yeah, उस वक्त everybody was like, yeah, Team India, blah, blah, blah. So Haris in literally 40 seconds was like, यार ये लोग हमें कहते हैं कि हम लोग बड़े लड़के ले आए थे, तो हमने थोड़ी कहा था कि आप बच्चे खिलाएं, अच्छे लड़के ले आते. और फिर then he gave context कि भाई देखो हम सब ने ना ठीक है international matches खेले में, लेकिन 2, 3, 4 इस तरीके से खेले में, we haven't been regulars in the Pakistan team. ठीक है, that's what he said.
Right.
बस वो 40
so why
second
is that such a problem?
Because basically
India की बुराई कैसे होगी? Bro, Indians on the internet, especially ये sort of nationalistic type area में, जैसे इस podcast के नीचे भी आएगा, I was talking about it in the previous one. I don't know how this happens. आपने कहीं जिक्र कर दिया अगर बीजेपी का, या आपने जिक्र कर दिया मोदी का, या आपने क्रिकेट टीम का जिक्र कर दिया, like these sort of like untouchable sort of situations in Indian culture आ जाएंगे. Foreign they find like बात कैसे की? It's that desi culture sort of thing.
We also didn't know how to combat that.
Yeah.
No, you can't. How
there's no combating. You can't fight like 100 million people.
Because we got a lot of love on that podcast as well, because there was a lot of positives in that podcast, except for those 40 seconds. But then that barrage of just right
like I did
Indians.
that जब वो हफ्सा ख्वाजा के साथ जो podcast किया था मैंने, that was about PTI 1971 comparison नहीं करना चाहिए ये वो. बीच में हफ्सा mentions के भाई India में भी there is a lot of crackdown on this. How dare you learn about your history and ये BJP government और मोदी और पाकिस्तानी और ये वो. And I'm like, who are these people? But I was like, इनको मिली कैसे? It's like 1.25 घंटे के podcast इन्होंने नहीं सुनी पूरी. So how did they find that one part in the middle? और फिर done
I sincerely feel there is some kind of tool, some kind of
हो
AI tool that does that for you. 100%.
Yeah, and then I'm like, मतलब बहुत time है आपके पास कि आपने एक tool develop किया फिर लगाया, because like I'm not getting the views. तो ये इनको मिला कैसे? इस podcast के शुरू में I don't know if that was part of the recording, but Kazi was like, देखो यार, good traction, bad traction, it's all traction. Better than irrelevance.
Better than apathy. Better than apathy. ये मजाक में तंजिया बोलना एक मुनासिब बात है, लेकिन I think कभी-कभी गैर मुनासिब हो जाता है, because some of her tweets actually do feel like everything is men's fault. Every single thing. Right? Like the female physiology, मर्दों की गलती. At some point you're just like, यार ऐसे नहीं हो सकता है, ऐसे आप ना करें. But वो वाली बात है ना, मैं अली भाई को ये बोला था कि जब आप when you're doing this for work, Ali has a full job, full-time job proper, right? But when this is your job, I think even that is the hate she gets is better than people just looking at it and being like, that's nice, and moving on. That really kills you, right? And
somebody, I think Hora posted थोड़े दिन पहले किसी की quote tweet where someone had like 50,000 followers and a tweet got like 30,000 views, क्योंकि अब तो views भी दिखते हैं, and only got like 20 likes. He's like, इतने followers and just 20 likes and 30,000 views. But khair, that's a problem with being famous on social media as well. Okay, you get social media brain. You're like, अगली क्या बात करूँ मैं? अच्छा खैर फिर आजम को तुमने बताया he's like chill
So
सी है.
yeah, Azam basically calmed us down. He's like, bro, ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है. And ulta Azam was like, यार मैं भी इससे बात करूंगा. So if you want to ask me, something, I will definitely defend Haris. I was like,
Right.
done hai. I
Right.
was like, now we will capitalize on this.
Yeah.
And then that happened, and it's still blowing up. And we realized that something had shifted when we went to the final, and we got stopped like 3-4 dafa at the gate by the security. They were like, yaar, aapne Haris ka podcast kiya hai, great podcast. Bashar ke saath selfie. We were going to the media box. People in the media box, we knew them, but they were like, yaar, great podcast with Haris. We saw it, we read about it. And then Bashar had his like, I told you so moment. So he goes to the media manager. He's like, bro, Saurabh ke kitne views aa rahe hain? And he's like, Saurabh ke 3-4 हज़ार आ रहे हैं. He's like, यार मेरे हारिस वाले पॉडकास्ट में जो ना 65 आ गए in like 14 hours.
यार ये मेरी बात सुनो, ये जो होता है ना नहीं करना होता है, हजम करना होता है इस चीज को, ये नहीं करना होता है, ये नहीं करना.
So he was
होता
basically,
है.
यार Kazi bhai, he was basically telling the media manager कि you are dropping money somewhere where there's no value. Drop it on us.
Yeah.
We know how to do this.
Is the media manager BCCI is very heavy in the global cricket world. So yeah, and that sort of attitude extends वैसे भी general Indian community में in other avenues. इधर भी ऐसा है? Do they have like a outsized influence versus perhaps Pakistanis?
Proper Indian lobby.
Right.
Proper.
There was a question कि हम ये इतने सारे access Pakistani boys को क्यों दे रहे हैं?
Star is the one who's producing this. The broadcasting side of Star कर रहा है. Most of the media, like we were literally the only Pakistanis in the media box.
Right.
Only Pakistanis. Sari Indians. Like 20 लोग थे, 17 Indians, मैं, Bashar and Bashar's friend were the only Pakistanis. It's literally like that. So it's weird.
Yeah, and also to clarify to the people who will comment, is we're not making like a moral judgment.
No.
Indians, but it's just they're just huger. So Zahir, you will want your own people in, and
they have more money as well.
Struggle.
Like how is Geo News going to come from Pakistan and produce this? They can't do that.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It has to be someone who's well versed, because the IPL is so big, Ali bhai.
Yeah.
They have sort of franchised out into other panels, and they know how to do global events like this.
Yeah.
So I get it. But then the contrast is that then they prefer Indians.
Of course.
And
which perhaps the audience is also more Indian, because there's just more people more tuned in, so they also want like a Indian face, because they're like ye kaun Pakistani boys aa gaye.
But the irony is that no Indian players play out of the IPL, so they're all Pakistani players. Sare Pakistani aapke Haris, Azam Khan, Fahim Ashraf, Iftikhar, ye sare boys सब Pakistani हैं और national team से खेलते हैं. So it doesn't add up. So once that happened, we realized that something has like taken a turn that's way beyond us. And then it just did its thing. It's still doing its thing, and we got monetized this week. It's crazy.
Very good. Yeah.
$10 a day. We're like, what the hell?
बस भाई सिमरन से कहो कि bro, don't worry about it. Future हमारा बच्चे का सब it's sorted.
इंशाल्लाह.
हारिस वाली पॉडकास्ट देखी है तुमने? बस ये हो गया.
Bro, मेरे घर के मेरा बजा के घर.
सिमरन मसला है, बजार से बात करो. बजार बता.
My Monday को my in-laws were coming, so I texted my Sali. I was like, yaar, I'll have to wear like a disguise, so like, you know, don't get offended if you don't recognize me at the airport.
Yeah.
Celebrity log.
What if that happens?
Yo, crazy story. We went
इस सबके बीच में इरफान भाई की हंसी भी नहीं आ रही है.
इरफान भाई सब कर चुके हैं यार.
बहुत फनी है. हाँ, डिस्गाइज बहुत फनी. हाँ,
give it 2 years. 2 years 2 साल बाद
मुझे ऐसा लग रहा है कि मैं पॉडकास्ट में हूँ नहीं, मैं बस एक बड़ी इंटरेस्टिंग पॉडकास्ट लाइव सुन रहा हूँ. मैं उस मोड से सुन रहा हूँ.
इरफान भाई, फर्स्ट टाइम जब आपकी वीडियो ब्लो अप हुई थी तो आपकी भी फीलिंग थी ना? You felt like you're on top of the world.
Bro, 8 साल गुजर गए, उनको याद नहीं है. मेरी बात सुनो.
ना कराची फूड्स याद है इसको. कराची ईट सॉरी. हाँ,
मैं एक बात बोलने वाला था. I'm sorry, I'm cutting it. इसमें एक बात बोलने वाला था. The live, ये जो इरफान भाई ने बात बोली ना, I was just thinking about this the other day. तन्मी का जो वो है, ठीक है, वो लॉन्ग फॉर्म नहीं करते हैं शायद, लेकिन वो लाइव करते हैं, राइट? एंड JRE का जो सबसे मैसिव जो एक्सप्लोजन आया था ना, वो तभी आया था when he used to do the podcast live on YouTube. I'm just saying
अच्छा
it might be something. And then दोनों लाइव करते थे बकायदा, and they couldn't cut stuff out. और वो 3 घंटे का ऐसे नहीं होता था because अब जैसे मैं बात कर रहा हूँ, क्या काटोगे आप? काट थोड़ी सकते हो.
Sure.
And वो
काजी
live
भाई
thing
अगर ये
होता
लाइव होता ना तो आप अंदर होते.
नो, मैं अंदर नहीं होता. देखो मैंने जो है ना, नहीं मेरी बात सुनो, ये होता कि जो राइट विंग एलिमेंट है ना, वो मेरे बहुत बड़े फॉलोअर्स होते, बोलते सही बात तो कर रहा है, अश्लील चीजें हर जगह फैली हुई है. सो ऑल आई एम सेइंग इज there is some kind of merit in that, like there's some kind of power in that. और आप you're not even here.
I think if we, मैं तो खैर I'm not even there, but like if we do it live, तो उसमें ये भी होगा ना कि सबको पता है, like हमें पता है कि you know it's live, so we'll sort of speak accordingly. We won't go over the top in like stuff.
I mean you can make the argument, but उसका जो है ना, there is an exclusivity to that. Like there is an immediacy to that.
We won't fuck ourselves up खुद से. Like
I mean, I'm very good at doing that.
You've done live podcasts like with audiences, right?
Yeah.
With Muru, and I don't know if you did it with Irfan bhai as
Muru,
well.
Mr. Paki, Irfan
Akbar Chaudhary.
Akbar Chaudhary.
How is that like? How with the audience there? How much of you like? How are you in focus with the conversation?
Bro, it's completely dependent on who the person is. So, जैसे Akbar Chaudhary जब आए थे, people were expecting to laugh. They were kind of geared towards laughter, and so they laughed. But then there's other people. एक और खातून थी, उनके साथ मैंने किया था. 5 people showed up, right? So it also depends, especially with that. It depends. क्या देखो, ठीक है. Will I put on a YouTube video with this lady or whatever in Kazi? Yeah, maybe I will, right? Will I spend money, take time out of my day to show up there? Maybe not, right?
Yeah.
So with Muru, packed house था. With Mr. Paki, अच्छे खासे लोग थे. With Shahzad, packed house tha. With Akbar Chaudhary, there were like 18 people who had to be turned away. But because they know Akbar Chaudhary from that kind of format, and they all came in expecting to laugh. And I could say the stupidest thing, right? I could make a stupid, completely innocuous joke about me liking my type being curly haired, long curly hair, right? And they're just like, oh my God, kitni funny baat kar di iski. Oh, people laughing off, people falling off the chair. Oh.
Because you're basically they're in tune with like Akbar Chaudhary being a stand-up. So even if it's not funny, they find it funny. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And I mean, he makes it funny also. He's brilliant at that. He makes it funny.
उसको तो आता है ना. Like he's a pro at it.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is that the live thing is something you could look into anyway.
Yeah. If we can figure out if I can figure out how to patch Zoom into YouTube, तो live तो my thing can do live streaming, like my account, because that also needs to be activated, right? So sure, why not? Schedule करते हैं special event. But the other thing that क्या मैं भूल गया. इंडिया की जो बहुत सारी stand up clips आती है ना, उसमें I feel like the audience is like really happy to be there. So they laugh on everything, like they laugh extra hard, and then I feel like वो comedy assholes होते हैं ना, like हाँ यार सही था, setup सही था बस,
मतलब मुनासिब,
and then self
alcohol
लेकिन interesting
maybe
interesting उसमें alcohol से ज़्यादा what's interesting there is कि Colin and Samir पे जब Andrew Schultz आया था ना, Andrew Schultz was like, one of the first things I did that completely destroyed all my competition. वैसे कोई कर नहीं रहा था मेरी तरह. I mic'd the audience. शुरू में I started micing the audience.
Yeah.
And you remember, one of the first people to do that was Richard Pryor, and then Eddie Murphy, and then Dave Chappelle के सारे mic'd होते हैं. To the point where sometimes you can make out what they're saying.
Yeah. Because these people all do a lot of like Richard Pryor को किसी ने हैकल किया या Eddie Murphy को कुछ किया. Andrew Schultz की तो act का part है ना, like crowd work, especially crowd work that then works great as TikTok clips. So
most of his social media clips are all crowd work. None of the real material that he's.
It's complete nonsense that you would think that you can take one of these people on. Like, why are you doing this?
Yeah.
You know, एक बंदा खड़ा हुआ है, उसको सब टिकट खरीद के देखने आए कि फनी होने के लिए. आप बोल रहे हो आप उसकी कैसे?
उसके हाथ में माइक है भाई. He wins automatically.
Yeah. अब Matt Rife भी तो इसलिए मशहूर हो रहा है. Apart from being
other reasons as well.
Yeah, apart from being aggressively hot, लेकिन वो इसलिए भी
aggressively hot, yeah.
हाँ. खैर, Andrew Schultz आ रहा है. आ रहा है इधर Andrew Schultz.
Are you gonna go?
No, I couldn't get tickets. Yeah. Foreign sold out. But चलो, okay. तो फिर अब what's happening? Are you going to apply for a job, or is this now pivot to content?
I'm applying for jobs as we speak as well. Asal mein yaar, we landed, the whole GT20 thing happened, and then now my in-laws are here. So ye pura couple of weeks have been chaos.
Right.
They're leaving on Monday, and then I'll have some
Inshallah.
time to myself, and then I'll aggressively
Okay.
apply for jobs and all that, because that's extremely important.
Yeah.
I don't think this is the whole social media thing, the podcast thing is sustainable on its own yet. It'll take a couple more years, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And then it should be on its own thing.
Inshallah.
But backward point की जो शोहरत है, do you think that can translate backwards to vaguely familiar as well?
Yeah, Vaguely Familiar is on pause right now. It's on hiatus. It has to have a rebrand. I'll tell you why. So the reason that we split the podcast was Bashar was like, yo, let me be the producer of the cricket wing, and you be the producer of the interview wing. So we got the whole backward point thing launched, and it's great. But we never gave, I never gave enough time to how the Vaguely Familiar thing is going to be rebranded, how it's going to be centralized through me and all that. So ये जो काजी भाई शुरू में सही बात पे मुझ पे गुस्सा था कि we did a really good hour 10 podcast, and it's edited, it's sitting on my hard drive, but before I can post anything,
क्या बातें थी, क्या मैंने बातें की हैं उसमें, मतलब दिल खोल के रख दिया. I spoke about my insecurities. I spoke about, why did I really start the podcast? It's all well and good to say, long form conversations, but am I lonely? And then एक point आता है where Nazar is just like, are you lonely, Kazi bhai? And full pause होता है. And there's
a
beauty.
He's like,
I'm just like,
background में आहिस्ता आहिस्ता annotate music rising in volume.
And then Irfan bhai wali podcast hai, I did one with Momna, Mr. Paki, Shayan plays cricket. Like I have all of these ready to go. I need to rebrand. So mujhe time nahi mil raha hai. As soon as that happens, you will see all of them. Hopefully by the next couple of weeks.
Rebrand is also not going to be called Vaguely Familiar.
Yeah, we're trying to put Vaguely Familiar as like our podcast network name, and then uske niche we'll have podcasts. That's what we're trying to do. So like Vaguely Familiar presents Backward Point, and Vaguely Familiar presents whatever I'm about to call my new podcast.
But why?
Etc. Yeah, I've noticed that apparently Vaguely Familiar for people is a tongue twister, and they can't say it, especially if you're from Desi origin.
Okay.
So I'm like, yeah, if people can't say it, then how are they going to remember it and like Google it? So
just
marketing
call it VF pod, bro.
Something like that. I'm thinking about it. I'm doing some brainstorming. ChatGPT Zindabad, and
yeah.
Hopefully soon it'll come out. And then I have like 7 episodes lined up, Ali bhai, to sare aayenge.
But then Irfan's gone. तुम्हारा वो change होना होगा, intro, graphics, music, branding.
Yeah, we have a guy.
Is it Jazib?
It's not.
Bro, Ali bhai, मैं कल Clubhouse किया इन लोगों के साथ.
हाँ, कल I got a link from Balaj for Clubhouse.
No way.
Yeah.
Bro. So I did Clubhouse with Saltafa, Balaj, Bilal, all these people. जो cesspool अब बना हुआ है ना अली भाई, जो cesspool बना हुआ है ना
on
Clubhouse.
अच्छा.
On Clubhouse.
Yaar, एक second. Can we talk about this huge Twitter news? I don't know if you guys want to talk about, maybe off camera. But anybody want to talk about the Ali Sethi thing?
Ali Sethi, यार
वो तो बात हो गई.
वो तो हमने we started there. But
shit.
We'll come back to it. Is Ali Sethi married? बताएं आप.
No, he's not married.
No, he's not married. No,
that's all we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
खत्म conversation.
If he's not married, if he doesn't want to marry, he doesn't want to marry.
Yeah.
Okay.
हाँ, ठीक है. So yeah, Nazar, how do you feel about this being in Canada?
यार, I feel great. अब इरफान भाई तो बड़ा बोलते हैं fame is this, fame is that. उस दिन हमें रेस्टोरेंट में जगह नहीं मिली. One of the waiters recognized our podcast. Bro, जगह मिल गई. 10 बंदों की जगह last minute.
What?
Shout out German donor in Toronto.
What?
Yes. Crazy.
शुरू में होता है ऐसा.
बैकवर्ड पॉइंट ने इमरान खान के साइफर के बारे में बात क्यों नहीं की?
हाँ, ये मुझे बताओ आप. और दूसरी बात, मेरी बात सुनो.
हाँ.
तुम्हें देखो, मेरी बात सुनो. फेमस हो ना हो, होमोसेक्सुअलिटी हराम होती है. आप क्यों नहीं बोल रहे हैं?
Why didn't you say this? हमने 3-4 दफा Ali Sethi का नाम लिया. आपने खुल के क्यों?
3 बार लिया हमने. हाँ, आप क्यों नहीं बात कर रहे हैं?
देखें, मेरे आप जो है ना मीडिया मैनेजर से बात करें डायरेक्ट. ठीक है, मैं बात नहीं करूंगा.
अच्छा.
नो प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंसेस, नो.
नहीं भाई, नहीं. हमारी अवाम के व्यूज पे आप लोग बनाते हो अपनी शोहरत.
Yeah.
हाँ?
Hmm.
और फिर जो है बात भी नहीं करते हो हमारी
Kazi
जज्बात
bhai
के बारे में बात
is
नहीं करते हो।
right now reading a comment that he got on his podcast 2 days ago.
Bro, you have no idea. You have no idea. I come back with Irfan bhai. We're talking about all sorts of
How
stuff.
are your
One of the
podcasts
first comments. They're all right,
You,
alhamdulillah.
for a while I was like, he's doing that thing again where एक हफ्ते में 8 episodes आ जाती हैं. I was like, एक के नीचे एक on my Spotify feed ना काजी. I was like, भाई सांस तो ले लो.
यार मैं क्या करूँ? पता है आपको 3 people. Irfan bhai was the first one. 2 और लोग अलग अलग वक्तों पे they're just like pace yourself. Out of the blue I'm getting these messages, by the way, pace yourself. yourself. Ali bhai, you also, you were like Kazi.
Yeah.
But नहीं वो सब तो ठीक है, but one of the first comments I get, so we're talking and first comment ऐसे कोई first इरफान जी ने जो king, third comment, अरे आप लोगों ने नोटिस नहीं किया शायद काजी भाई ने हाफ पैंट्स पहनी हुई है.
Half pants, yes.
Half pants.
Half
Fourth comment. Some kind of intellectual thesis about how Irfan Junejo and Kazi Akbar are both completely detached from the actual reality of Pakistan, and the vagaries of Western assimilation is what governs us as individuals. अच्छा, ना profile picture, ना नाम, ना कुछ, और मैंने जो पूरा भाषण लिख दिया ना उसने. तो अब ये बंदा या बंदी है मुझे नहीं पता, but I know ऐसे 5-6 लोग हैं जो ना ऐसे बकवास करते रहते हैं. It's not, I say it's bakwas because you're not being mindful of the other person's cognitive capital at all.
Yeah.
Right? And जो अभी यही हम मजाक कर रहे थे, it's only a joke until it's not happening. कभी इरफान भाई हंस भी नहीं रहे इस बात पे. It's only a joke until it's not. But when it starts happening ना, then आप जितने भी restaurants में आपको जगह मिल जाए ना, you're just like, but
yeah,
you know.
नजर लोगन पॉल का
मजा आ रहा है मुझे.
लोगन पॉल का यहीं पीछे बैठा
हुआ. We actually sent a deck to Prime. We were like, yo, sponsor us, we're a sports podcast.
Bro, I love this. No, I love this.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. तो
मतलब आपको पता है मैंने अभी तक Red Bull को पिच नहीं भेजी है अभी तक. तो ये आप बिल्कुल सही कर रहे हो माशाल्लाह से. हाँ, ये आप सही कर रहे हो, जबरदस्त, ऐसे ही करना.
तो Red Bull,
मैं ऐसे अस्यूम नहीं कर रहा हूँ कि Red Bull दे देगा मुझे, लेकिन
हाँ नहीं, वो कहा ऐसी था कि वो लोग मर रहे हैं. मैंने अभी तो पिछले
ब्रो आपको पता है कल मेरे घर के बाहर खड़े हुए थे, मैंने बोला चले जाओ क्या,
लेकिन हम आपको ये मिनी कूपर हम आपको दे देते हैं, आप ले लें.
मिनी कूपर सर आपकी, मिनी कूपर तो आपकी सर, बेच दे. घर चाहिए क्या सीन
कैन के अंदर हम घर बनाएंगे.
And then I was on like Irfan bhai's broadcast, तो मैं एक हफ्ते 3-4 दिन से busy था, तो I couldn't read, so मैं Irfan भाई की broadcast as a podcast सुनता हूँ. ऑन करके छोड़ दिया. उनके माशाल्लाह से होती भी 3-3 मिनट लंबे. तो उसमें से एक he was talk, एकदम से मेरा नाम आ गया, मेरा दोस्त. I was like, oh, I am on the broadcast. मेरी सिलेक्शन हो गई.
मेरी सिलेक्शन, मुझे यकीन नहीं आ रहा भाई. इरफान, I left your broadcast जब बहुत ज्यादा हो रहा था, and I was like, बस ठीक है,
मैं क्यों हूँ यहाँ पे.
हाँ ये
सारी बातें हुआ मेरे लिए अभी तक.
ये सारी बातें तो सही है, ठीक है, बट वो, and I was like, should I be here? Am I being not supportive as a friend? फिर इरफान ने खुद ही खत्म कर दिया. इरफान को इतनी टेंशन कि यार मुझे अच्छा नहीं लगता जब listeners चले जाते हैं और ये है वो है. I was like, because no one was talking back to Irfan, so all Irfan could see was numbers.
No one could comfort him. No one could be like,
मुझे मैंने समझ लिया भाई, इसका हैक ये है कि 1 or 2 messages a day, बस उससे ज्यादा नहीं हो सकते. तो अभी मैंने दोबारा बनाया, अभी 34-35,000 लोग हैं और एक मैसेज से ज्यादा नहीं होता रोजाना.
ओके, जब तुमने फिर से बनाया था, it started from zero?
Yeah, it started from zero, और मैं समझा था कि thread is going to be the new Twitter. तो मैंने बोला अब ये सारी चीजें मैं thread पे शेयर कर लूंगा. वो thread तो 2 दिन बाद मर गया, तो हमने वापस पॉडकास्ट बना लिया.
Twitter is still the new Twitter. X is the new Twitter.
I think what's really fun about Irfan bhai ka broadcast channel is if you know him, you know sometimes he's really being mindful of what he's saying. जैसे आज जो आया ना voice messages, oh bro, it was a religious cancellation waiting to happen, but he controlled himself. He just like, देखिए ऐसे तो कुछ भी नहीं होता, लेकिन चले बात कोई और चल जाएगी. I'm just like, ये कर क्या रहा है, बड़ी टेंशन में मैं सुन रहा हूँ, मैं बोल रहा हूँ यार.
But a lot of people are making ये broadcast channel. I mean, Kazi, you have one obviously, but मेरे उस पे आता है कि 4 or 5 people invited you to join their broadcast channel. I was like, I don't think they did. I think that's Instagram just lying कि आजा भाई तू भी आजा. But like ये Insta models वगैरह जो हैं, They
Yeah,
have
like
channels as well.
threads के शुरू के 2-3 दिन were really fun when everybody was like figuring it out and engagement was like at 110%.
Yeah.
And then it just died.
Yeah, bro, मतलब it needs जहर चाहिए ना आपको, जैसे अली सेठी वाली information, गुल बुखारी, I don't know Kazi if you caught that a couple of days ago.
No, what is that?
मैं भेजूंगा तुम्हें, तुम्हारी आंखें निकल के बाहर आ जाएंगी कि ये क्या देख लिया मैंने। ये वाला जहर जो है ना, इमरान खान साइफर, इंटरसेप्ट, ये थ्रेड्स पे तो है ही नहीं। थ्रेड्स वाले तो कह रहे हैं कि वी वांटेड टू बी अबाउट आर्ट्स, लोग नहीं, जहर चाहिए हमें, वो न्यूज़ और पॉलिटिक्स में है। तो
because Instagram is already about the arts, no?
Ali bhai, are you still active on Twitter or X or whatever as you were when like 3-4 years ago?
Not in the same way. I'm pretty active, मतलब मैं चेक करता हूँ multiple times a day. लेकिन एक तो मैंने 1-2 साल पहले when I took like a long ass break from Twitter, तो when I came back तो फिर मैंने aggressive moderation की अपनी following की, like मुझे तो देखना नहीं, and then उसके बाद became very like generous with the block and mute buttons. तो words ये वो इलॉन मस्क और इमरान खान सब धन म्यूट कर, बिकॉज वो एक दिन जब पीटीआई का कुछ चल रहा होता है, द होल इंटरनेट इज पीटीआई, आई वाज लाइक भाई मुझे देखना ही नहीं है, बिकॉज तो फिर मेरा ट्विटर काफ़ी बेहतर हो गया। एंड व्हेन आई गो टू लाइक माई फॉर यू वाली साइड, that's also I'm seeing like काफ़ी good funny silly bullshit is coming up there. And कल मैं बैठा होता शीशे पे and like such ridiculous tweets, मैं अकेले बैठा एक बंदा हंस रहा था कि यार ये कितनी बचौदी की बात है, none of it politics related, none of that. तो
randomly I'll be on Twitter and I'll see in a 7-thread tweet from Kazi bhai. Random.
Yeah.
And it'll be passionate.
टाइम मिल जाता है।
Yeah.
And it'll be vigorous.
मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ ना, कल परसों I've not been feeling well the last couple of days, and so I've not been doing a lot of work as far as work goes ना। No reels, podcast भी जो है वो edit कर रहा हूँ मैं, लेकिन नई कोई podcast भी नहीं की है। So I've just been giving myself some time. तो time देते पता पड़ा कि थोड़ा time मिल गया मुझे, तो मैं Twitter पे चला गया। तो again, listen, I really think intelligence, right?
The fourth time we're talking about it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Now what I'm saying is that stuff like this happens, and you need to understand she does have pull. She does have a lot of people listening to her,
following.
Right? Yeah. तो जो है, and she said something which I thought she couldn't believe. ये नहीं मान सकती कि ये ऐसा होगा, right? And so जब मैं passionate होता हूँ, it's not me being passionate, it's me still stupidly sometimes, I'm sure, trying to have a nuanced conversation on X.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And I mean, I don't know if that isn't a juxtaposition. I don't know what a juxtaposition is, right? Because it's literally 160 characters, but वो उन्होंने मुझे वो दे दिया है, option दे दिया where I can hit the plus button, and that's really convenient. So I'm saying plus also.
This is like, the second time Kazi has referred to it as X, and I'm still very uncomfortable with this situation. But खैर हाँ जी, plus का option दे दिया।
तो वो जो है, yeah, तो जो है वो and so she said something, and I really just feel, bro, I really just feel people are hurting. जैसे आपने Indian audience की भी बात की, a lot of people are just really, really angry. They're really, really hurting, and they're not in the mood for a nuanced conversation. They want some comedy. They want something nice, and either if they want something nice and refreshing, they'll go on to what? They'll go on to Instagram. They'll go TikTok. On to YouTube. They'll go on to TikTok, right? उसमें कुछ मजेदार आ जाएगा, कुछ हंसी, मतलब मजेदार as in something worth laughing at, something worth admiring, something worth aspiring towards. ये आ जाएगा। उसमें नजर का content भी आ रहा है, इरफान भाई का तो obviously आता है। Or they'll go on to places like when they're really feeling vengeful and there's a lot of venom that they want to spew. Then they'll go on to places like Twitter. And that I feel is why maybe Threads is not doing as well, because Threads बोलते हैं नहीं आप यहाँ पे ये नहीं कर सकते। Then we'll just go to X or Twitter and just. I really feel it's that. I really feel that. I feel.
पिछले 1-2 सालों में ना ये जो सारे टेक हमारे गॉड्स बन गए थे ना सोशल मीडिया हेड्स के, आई थिंक मच ऑफ नॉर्मल पीपल आर बिगिनिंग टू रियलाइज कि ये एल्गोरिथमिक कंटेंट जो है ना, विच इज पुशिंग योर बेस डिजायर्स, लाइक सबसे अमीर लोग, सबसे जहरीली बात, सबसे बड़ी कंट्रोवर्सी, यू वांट दिस, विल गिव इट यू मोर एंड मोर एंड मोर. द फीडबैक इफेक्ट इट्स हैविंग ऑन द माइंड्स ऑफ पीपल हु आर लाइक हमें तो कंट्रोवर्सी चाहिए, एंड ये अमीर बंदा है, अमीर तो असल में वो बंदा है, तुम क्या साले, तुम तो गरीब हो, खुद मैं बेशक झोपड़ी में बैठे हो, लाइक लेडी गागा एट द सुपर बोल, आई वाज थिंकिंग अबाउट a few days ago, Lady Gaga did a performance at the Super Bowl and crazy performance. A lot of kids were like, shit यार ये तो मोटी हो गई है, and like she wasn't like under 10% body fat, and बस आपको वो दिमाग में हो गया, like Kazi, you will be very well aware कि the new online fitness standard is वही back to 80s super steroid and single digit body fat. अगर ये नहीं है तो you are not fit.
तो कुछ नहीं है ब्रो, तो कुछ नहीं है। पर उसमें आई विल से दिस आल्सो कि उसका जो रिएक्शन आ रहा है ना, जिसपे बंदा बोल रहा है कि मैं अभी तक मैंने कुछ बनाया नहीं है, अभी तक मेरी बेंच प्रेस 70 किलो भी नहीं है, लेकिन मैं फिटनेस सेलिब्रिटी हूँ, एंड बिकॉज देयर इज नो एक्चुअल एस्टैब्लिश्ड स्टैंडर्ड, हाउ एम आई टू टेल हिम कि नहीं यार आप एक्चुअली नहीं हो, मे बी डोंट टॉक अबाउट दैट, बिकॉज दे लाइक इफ यू डोंट, यू आइदर हैव टू लुक अ सर्टेन वे,
it's either like single digit body fat only is fitness, or it's like body fat does not matter, and if you think it matters, you are a bad person. So
you're a bad person. Yeah, you're
there's
wrong,
no in between, no nuance.
There's no in between. मतलब माशाल्लाह से मैं तो वर्कआउट भी नहीं कर रहा हूँ काफी अरसे से, तो
really
बिल्कुल इजी
वो अबीर सारे कर रहा है।
अबीर कर रहे हैं, and also यार I don't know, I think I'm one of those people who needs an enemy, पता है?
Right.
I've started to learn this about myself कि every time I had the creative streak or the workout streak, there was someone who I could, or something that I could hate, like like something that I could hate, and abhi I feel like alhamdulillah I don't hate anyone, and so I'm just like
self hate bhi nahi hai aajkal.
Self hate bhi nahi, I'm just like I'm not the worst person on earth, like
yeah, maybe I'm a good guy, man.
Shit yaar, is life
but
okay?
the good is good to is stretching it, bro matlab Ali bhai मैं अच्छा खासा मोटा हो गया हूँ, like
sure
but also, one person who's like really doing the fitness thing really well is Irfan bhai, man. Last time I saw him,
bande ke
arms nikal ke shoulders
एक और
जो कर रहे हो सही कर रहे हो इरफान भाई, लगे रहो।
सोफे पे बैठा होगा नेक्स्ट टाइम वी सी हिम, कुछ शोल्डर्स चेयर पे फिट नहीं आते, बट या मैन क्या कितना चल रहा है आपका आजकल डेडलिफ्ट इरफान?
मेरा डेडलिफ्ट है 150.
नाइस, दैट्स 2 Nazars
at 87-86 kilo body weight.
That's not bad at all. Yeah, 2x, almost 2x deadlift.
Yeah, बस खाना कंट्रोल नहीं हो रहा, बाकी सब बहुत बढ़िया चल रहा है
यार। लेकिन तुम अभी 86-87 हो, how low do you want your weight to be?
At least 10 किलो का।
10 किलो, किस देखो when I went from 90 to 74 पे आके मुझे एहसास हुआ कि I don't like the way I look at 74. I was like,
too skinny?
Yeah, too skinny, too small, medium size की शर्ट जिंदगी भर की आदत थी, went from large to small. I was like, no, I don't want this. तो I think अगर तुम वजन कम करना है, maybe 3-4 किलो कर लो if you want, but
मेरे जहन में एक वो है कि not necessarily 10 किलो उससे ही कम हो, लेकिन मुझे पेट पे बहुत ज्यादा फैट है, वो कम हो जाए।
That's the toughest,
बस वो भी हो जाए तो अगर मुझे और हर जगह मुझे मसल्स और वो डेफिनेशन फील हो रही है, बस
तोन नहीं जाती, ये बड़ा मसला। बीच पिक्स लेनी है असल में इरफान को, तो बट देखो ना अभी इफ यू वेट 4-5 years and then you get to like 40, तो फिर तो पेट becomes dad bod, and that's also good.
No Ali bhai, अभी भी it's dad bod. This is the other thing ना कि acceptability जब इतनी बढ़ जाती है, I can have a dad bod right now.
Yeah. अगर ऊपर से स्ट्रेस बना हुआ है और थोड़ा सा पेट, लाइक ब्रो उसने जिंदगी देखी है यार इस बंदे ने, मतलब फर्स्ट डैड तो खैर नजर होंगे in this group,
इंशाल्लाह.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
Well, I don't know.
Not me.
Let's ask the question.
I'm not gonna answer this.
Was this planned? Yeah, because ये 2 हफ्ते तक छुपाने वाली जो बात होती है,
कुदरत जो है ना वो प्लान कर
बारी खींचती है।
हाँ, ये 2 हफ्ते तक जो पैक और ट्रिपल पैक और टेट्रा पैक जो हो गया ना तो के साथ,
yes.
That doesn't seem like there was a lot of thought. But चलो, okay.
Alhamdulillah, bro. Alhamdulillah. कोई अच्छे नाम हो आपके पास तो मुझे रेकमेंड करिएगा.
Do we
Azhar.
know?
या कौन
Do we
यार
know-
ये अजहर के पीछे पड़े हुए हैं इरफान भाई.
Do we know gender? Yeah. Do we want to talk about it? I don't know.
I will talk about after. मसला नहीं है,
अच्छा.
but we do know the gender.
अच्छा. Okay.
Oh snap.
हाँ देखो मैं तो सबको अली रेकमेंड करता हूँ. No one takes it. Because I'm like bro अली को whites को भी आता है. It's you know legend भी है. Short.
Do the whites call you Ali or Ali?
I mean that's close enough. But Irish people are very good at like every name. क्योंकि उनके अपने नाम बड़े complicated है ना. भाई वो मेरी बीवी का नाम is शहजादी literally and they say it. कहते हैं शहजादी. किसी को मसला नहीं होता. हाँ तो
Your baby's name is literally Shahzadi.
Yeah, I thought it was a joke and it wasn't.
And then you got the wedding card and like wait.
बहुत अरसे बाद पता चला. But like it's like you know Benazir means this is like you know amazing, peerless. But then I also met like a बेमिसाल. अब like ये उर्दू में इतना अच्छा नहीं लग रहा.
It's not as much. Not as much.
It's like we named our daughter Zabardast.
Ali bhai, there's Chinese friends of mine.
Yeah.
उनका नाम literally King है. उनका literally नाम King है.
Asia and
like, your name is
Africa,
King.
bro, like joy, amazing. ये
Princess.
Grace तो फिर भी छोटा है. हाँ, princess तो literally हमारे घर में भी. But yeah, तो अली का कोई वो भी नहीं बनता. Offensive nickname, right? Everyone. Yeah, तो असर का बन जाएगा. असर बन जाएगा, bro. मतलब you know these whites.
Irfan bhai is like, bro, the name should rhyme your name, man.
असर नजर.
Yes, इरफान भाई की बात सही है वैसे.
It's like this shit joke that my cousin always had कि हाँ उनके घर पे जुड़वा बेटियां होंगी. एक का नाम आमना था, दूसरी का नाम सामना था.
Crazy.
एक मिनट. So who here wants to have children? ये बात कर सकते हैं.
Sure, I'm on the fence, leaning towards want, but also जिंदगी भी मेरी गुजर रही है, तो I don't know. But still,
I am I think over the concept of companionship altogether. I'm like कि मतलब all of it मतलब बस खुद ही बंदा ये आप नहीं इंक्लूड करेंगे.
Oh my god, bro.
मैं बहुत देर से मैं सोच रहा था कि पूछूं ना पूछूं, but I was like चलो हाँ ठीक है.
मैं बता रहा हूँ ना, लेकिन इस बार what's odd is you can just blur out the name, everything else is fine. What's odd is this time there's no hate.
Right.
There's no like you know like I think I'm just good. I'm just done. Alhamdulillah. I'm just like okay, that's fine. That's fine. Maybe this is not for me. Maybe I'm just too broken. You know, from my childhood.
I don't know. I think there's many more broken people. हाँ Shah आ गया तुम्हारा. Shah, someone who I find exceedingly weird every time I see him. I was like, it's great.
It's awesome.
It's weird, but like
really
I can't get over boy कितना openly weird है. But yeah.
हाँ. But we are about the podcast कर रहे हैं, back and forth जा रहे हैं for 30 minutes. It's just jokes. And 31st minute पे we just start talking about how both of us were beaten as kids.
Right.
And both of us realized, yeah, maybe we should stay away from people. You know what I mean? Like maybe. So yeah,
I Kazi bhai, so what is like the coping mechanism then?
For what, bro?
For yourself. For
pizza खाता है बड़े-बड़े.
This is
eating and anger, eating and acting out. Allah रहम करे.
फिर fitness हो जाती है. That's where it was पहले.
But fitness तो अली भाई तब आती है when you know there's some kind of कि नहीं अभी करते हैं अपने आप को ठीक करते हैं. But you know like not working and all those things, I really feel I'm just like yeah bro.
Yeah.
बस ठीक है.
Another name I'll bleep out. का ब्रेकअप हुआ था तो he said कि बस bro मैं जिम जाऊंगा और मैं ऐसी बॉडी बनाऊंगा कि वो याद रखेगी. Then he found another girl and मैंने छोड़ दिया. Like मगर बॉडी तो फिर भी बन सकती थी. नहीं, but he also seems happy.
Yeah. I'm always a little bit curious at what the role of a friend is in situations like this. Like, do you make sure your friend is doing well?
You can't sleep with Kazi if that's what you're. No, yeah, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता bro. मतलब
ऐसे नहीं होता bro. ऐसे
no.
इतना liberal नहीं है कोई भी यहाँ.
Yeah bro, मतलब अभी तक अली सेठी को condemn नहीं.
यार इतनी मैं इतनी पॉजिटिव बात की तरफ चला था, आपने मुझे वाहियात
bro मैं
बेहूदगी फैलाई.
मैं आपको बताता हूँ. Sigmund Freud, we must remember what the man said.
Yeah.
Love is the art of intimacy. Friendship is the art of maintaining distance. आगे अलार्म करेगा।
क्या बात है।
अच्छा।
What was your question, Nazar? Irfan off हो गया।
Irfan भाई distant सब दफा हो। No, my question was like, what is the coping? Like, how do you help your friend when they're going through a breakup or something like that? Because I have actually literally lost friends because I was too friendly during their down times, and they were like, "Bro, I just need space." So like,
Bro, you need to let them go through it.
हाँ, यार ये भी bleep out करना पड़ेगा, आपको पता है ना? What the hell, Ali bhai?
At this point, Ali bhai is just having fun. This is why it should be live.
Yeah.
Because option ही नहीं है।
Option ही नहीं है।
बोलो फिर मत बनो।
फिर मैं नहीं
बोलो फिर
कहूँगा।
मत बनो। फिर मत बनो। फिर मत बनो।
Bro, who blocks people in 2023, man?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe he also did it when you guys were young. Like तुम क्या 24 साल के थे उस वक्त शायद 25 साल।
Yeah, it was 2 years ago. Two years ago.
Yeah.
यार वो अलग पूरा अलग podcast है. Let's not get into that.
2021 में लोग ब्लॉक वॉक तो करते हैं, मतलब
नहीं, ब्लॉक
ऐसा
तो मैं
कोई
अभी
इशू
हुआ
तो नहीं है।
2 महीने पहले.
अच्छा ब्लॉक अभी हुए हो?
हाँ.
अच्छा, but that's probably because you were getting too famous, so he couldn't not see you, ना? तो
Yeah, I don't think he could mute because एक तो इरफान भाई के साथ में घूम रहा था, तो he follows इरफान भाई.
Yeah.
तो
Oh my God, मुझे इतनी आग लगी थी when Kazi was recording a reel and पीछे नजर लाइट की एस में घुसा हुआ था। ये कर दूं? मैंने सोचा मैं ये कर दूं। I was like, why do this? Why do this?
अली भाई एक बंदा वहां बैठा हुआ है इन इरफान भाई who knows what to do, right? खामोशी से सोफे पे बैठा हुआ है। अच्छा नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है वैसे। I have a bone to pick with him also. Once he realized कि ये बच्चोदी की जा सकती है, then he got it.
Bro, ये अलग vibe में थे. इरफान भाई was mimicking him.
अच्छा,
ठीक है, तो वो बोल रहे हैं कि ये
after your fuckery. शुरू में he was like कि bro कर लो, जल्दी करो, मैं और काम करना है, आगे जाना है हमें. But once he realized कि ये Kazi's I don't know what he realized, but something snapped in Irfan bhai where he was like, oh, नहीं कर, we don't care. All right.
Bro, I got like so frustrated by watching that video.
अली भाई पता क्या कर रहा था? कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा है, क्या वो लाइट नहीं हिला रहा है, लाइट के ऊपर जो ग्रिड लगी हुई होती है ना, वो उतार रहा है.
Nazar, what were you thinking in that time? I want to understand. तुम्हारे दिमाग में क्या?
यार, my light doesn't have a grid on it.
Okay.
ठीक है, तो मैंने कहा, why is there a grid here?
नजर के दिमाग में ना बस डायल टोन चल रही थी. अब मैं ये कर लेता हूँ.
It was a fun day. That was a lot of fun.
Alhamdulillah. He was just like, एक मिनट. नहीं, इसको थोड़ी पता, ये तो खिड़की है ना, इसने लाइट रखी हुई, इसकी अपनी लाइट, इसको थोड़ी पता.
हाँ, 5 लाख रील्स वो कर चुका है. नजर के इससे पहले काजी ने सोचा ही नहीं होगा.
मैं उस दिन इरफान भाई ना फुल डायरेक्टर मोड में आए हुए. इरफान भाई बोल रहे हैं आप यहाँ पे सेटअप करें, आधी बात इधर होगी, आधी बात इधर होगी, फुल सेटअप हो रहे हैं. मैं पीछे तफरी कर रहा हूँ. मैं बोल रहा हूँ ब्रो ये क्या हो रहा है? कैन बट रहा, मैं समेट नहीं रहा था. मसला ये था.
अभी it would have been I think it was very reasonable for me to expect कि नजर बोलेगा कि काजी भाई मेरा ट्राइपॉड ना इतना ऊपर नहीं होता है, तो मैं आपका ट्राइपॉड नीचे कर देता हूँ.
Yeah.
At which point I would have been in for murder. At which point
Yo, Kazi bhai was fuming, genuinely fuming.
हाँ, I was second-hand angry through the screen. जल रही थी.
अच्छा, आपको और कॉन्टेक्स्ट दूं. इरफान भाई को कहीं जाना था, हमें इरफान भाई के साथ चलना था. So we were also on a timeline.
Right.
So we were I also didn't have all this time to fuck about. I had like maybe an hour to record 3 A-rolls.
Right.
उसके बीच में ये चल रहा है. और इनको भाई साहब को खुद को भी जाना था.
Nazar, how did you feel about Karachi? I don't know. Are you guys okay for time? किसी को जाना है?
I'm good.
नहीं.
Okay. How did you feel about Karachi इस दफा?
Yeah, this is what's gonna get me cancelled on this podcast. Everything else was fine. I think Karachi has gone from shit to shittier.
Yeah.
This is the first time in 10 years that actually
that's not gonna get you cancelled.
No.
Yeah, Karachi wale are really sensitive about this, even though they live in the shithole. हमें नहीं बताओ कि कितना कचरा हुआ है.
Yeah.
This was the first time in 10 years.
They can't do anything about it, no?
No, they can't. So
everyone who
I
can
feel for
already leaves, huh?
Yeah, and then I come from Canada and I have this really privileged point.
They're like, bro, तुम ऊपर से आके हमें सिखाओगे कि शहर साफ होना चाहिए, बिजली होनी चाहिए, bro, fuck you.
I totally get it. I get
पानी साफ होना चाहिए, बीमारी की दवाई होनी चाहिए. पागल हो क्या?
Yeah. Like, yeah,
but it's really bad. This was the first time in 10 years that I was actually living in Karachi. I wasn't visiting. शुरू के 3 हफ्ते I was visiting, then I realized, oh my god, I might be living here.
Yeah.
So I started driving and everything, and it was It was a shit show, man. It's gotten worse. Defense is supposed to be like this really posh, rich people area. It's shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't even know. I thought this was a joke that people used to tell me that defense mein pani nahi aata.
Oh, right.
But
Yeah.
defense
Yeah.
mein literally pani nahi hai. Pipes nahi hai.
Yeah.
So screw that. But there's always a little bit of privileged angles as well. Like I had a lot of fun eating out. Ghar ke samne mere Moin Khan Cricket Academy thi, so I was playing cricket a lot. Shout out to Rayan, shout out to Shan. They both helped me out with the cricket as well. I was the 2.5 months that I was in Karachi, I was earning in CAD, तो बड़ा मजा आ रहा था. खाने पे जा रहे हैं, सब कुछ order कर रहे हैं, 1000 रुपए tip दे रहे हैं. And but then immediately I realized, bro, the guy who works here, who wants to take his wife, girlfriend, whatever out.
Oh yeah, I remember you.
8,000 रुपए का Xander's का खाना. It's just insane.
Yeah.
And
I remember you had a Kareem eye opener कि तुम किसी boy से कहते आ जाओ bro Kareem लेके क्या फर्क पड़ता है कोई मसला थोड़ी है.
Yes.
And it's like
yes. He's like 1500 रुपए Kareem.
Yeah.
And I was like that. So that stuff like that, I became part of the problem there. Is like itna mein
Gobersees.
Yeah, Gobersees, proper Gobersees.
Yeah.
And so it's gotten bad. People who live there know that it's gotten bad, and I feel for them. And it's just sad. And it's actually, you know what? Because I was going to Karachi, like deep Karachi model colony, FB area and all that. And I realized most of the underdeveloped parts of Karachi are where there is an Urdu speaking population that is.
Oh shit, wo wala angle wapas aa gaya.
I'm gonna go there.
Love it.
Johar, Gulshan, model, FB area, Kareemabad, all of that, bro. It's so shit. At least defense वगैरह में रोडे वगैरह बन जाती हैं. Cant वगैरह में रोडे are pristine. But these areas are always shit and they're always downtrodden. And there is a lot to be said why and what kind of people and who live there in those areas. And it's sad. It's sad.
इस पे
एक बात बताऊं वैसे मैं
डिसएग्री करना चाहूंगा. मतलब ये कोई एथनिसिटी वाली चीज नहीं है, मार्केट वाली, क्योंकि जो जितने या तो कराची में 2 डिविजन्स हैं, एक थोड़े एलीट लोगों के इलाके हैं और एक थोड़े आम लोगों के इलाके हैं. वो आम लोगों के सारे इलाकों की हालत एक जैसी है. आप मलीर, गडाप, किसी यहाँ पे ज़्यादातर बलोच पॉपुलेशन रहती है, आपको सिंधी मेजॉरिटी एरिया गाँव गोट में जाएंगे तो पूरा कराची आपको एक जैसा मिलेगा.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe I was just going to the Urdu speaking areas as I am.
लेकिन what's interesting there also is this कि आप जो बात बोल रहे हो ना कि the people who leave from Karachi specifically and go to North America, they have the same attitude in North America as well. They only want to assimilate as much as necessary. वहाँ के भी
documentation
rules को fully follow करना. हाँ, वहाँ के भी rules को fully follow नहीं करना. वहाँ पे भी expect ये करना है कि भाई हमें जैसी वहाँ पे community थी वैसे मिल जाए. भाई तो वहाँ पे community थी उसको भी तो shit आपने ही किया है ना.
Go to any Pakistani embassy in the nicest of places in the world. Because those people working in Pakistani embassy are directly from Pakistan. So they don't even उनको कोई citizenship वगैरह कोई सीन नहीं, because they're technically working in Pakistan legally. तो वही माहौल bro, अंदर जाते ही you're like बस खत्म customer service.
ये जो है ना, Nazar will speak to this more. I was recently speaking to a close friend of mine, alhamdulillah, from Canada. और वो यही बोल रहा था कि bro तुम्हारे जैसे मतलब brown लोग, बोला उसने मुझे, तुम्हारे जैसे brown लोग जो होते हैं ना वो प्रेफरेबल होते हैं. लेकिन काजी अब जो आ रहे हैं ना, पहली बात तो ब्राउन लोगों के अलावा कोई नजर नहीं आ रहा मिसिसागा में. और ये लोग जो आ रहे हैं ना, वही वाली बात है, they don't want to assimilate, they don't want to, it's not even that they don't speak the language, because English बोलते हैं वो लोग, but they just don't, like they're like नहीं bro, जो जैसे हम chilling कराची में कर रहे होते हैं वैसे ही chilling करनी है हमें, rules हमें follow नहीं करने. The thing is, ये आप क्या कर रहे हो? मतलब because you're making it difficult for the rest of us, ना? Because racist बंदा फिर ये थोड़ी देखेगा कि यार ये काजी है, इससे पहले पूछ लूं ये rules follow करता है, ये टैक्स भरता है, क्या सीन है इसका? नहीं, फिर हम सब एक जैसे ही लगते हैं ना.
Yeah.
It's just
last year Canada had 300,000 immigrants from India.
Yeah.
And like half of them came to Toronto and all of them went to Brampton.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's crazy. The Mississauga area.
300,000. That's so
a year. And then it was just like 60,000, I think, were Pakistanis and then Chinese and all that. But
अच्छा, मजे की बात है Nazar, you will also ये भी बताओ इनको कि there are people that are born in Brampton that have a Punjabi accent, that will have an Indian accent. They're born in Brampton.
Just Rain
went from India. But
did he?
Yeah. Jasrain was.
Oh yes, he did. Yeah, he was 4 or something. Yeah, true.
Shout out Jasrain, we miss you.
Shout out, man.
Yeah, love you, Jasrain.
Yeah, but this is a thing which sort of उसमें ये होता है ना कि भाई अगर आप अपना culture लेके you want to bring your culture there, are you wrong? But उसमें it's वो है ना, there's no easy answer to this कि अगर उसकी लैंग्वेज पंजाबी है तो इट्स लाइक इसके मतलब ये थोड़ी है. उसका नेगेटिव साइड इज के प्लेसेस लाइक डेनमार्क वगैरह, स्कैंडिनेविया, डेनमार्क में तो वो कहते हैं ना कि हाँ ब्रो हम मल्टी रेशियल हो जाएंगे बट वी विल नेवर बी मल्टी कल्चरल. अगर आपको यहाँ रहना है आपको डेनिश होना है आपको, बेशक आप बैकग्राउंड में जहाँ से भी हो, विच लीड्स टू इट्स ओन सॉर्ट ऑफ मसले कि भाई if you have some religious issues, those issues are not important because your religion is not the widespread religion. तो वो आप अपने घर तक रखें. How is that? Is that fair? Is that good? It's not like yes or no, आप कर ही नहीं सकते उसमें, because religious issues could be कि मैं pork नहीं खाता, or it could also be bro हमारे culture में तो genital mutilation,
homosexuality haram.
वो तो हाँ, which is an easier thing, but it's also like हमारे कल्चर में तो फीमेल जेनिटल म्यूटिलेशन होती है, तो ये तो हमें यहाँ भी हम करेंगे.
हाँ, sorry,
which part of it do you address?
हाँ, with all due respect, I sound kind of polarizing here, but मैं कनाडा के कॉन्टेक्स्ट को मद्देनजर रखते हुए बात कर रहा था. ये सारी सहूलियात तो हैं जनरली, ईद भी मनाओ, नमाज पढ़ने की जाओ, वो सब चीजें करो, but don't park in the street. Don't park in the middle of the street because कराची में आप यही करते थे. Do you know what I mean? Stuff like this, मतलब don't evade taxes. You know what I mean? Like मतलब इतना नहीं. I think it is a little more black and white than that. I think it is कि यार if you're going to go there, follow their rules. You know?
That's fair. हाँ नहीं, और
just follow their rules.
हमारे बहुत सारे रिश्तेदार हैं, and my dad was telling me कि वो पता नहीं बैठे हुए थे older all demographics of men, and they were saying गोरे गंदे होते हैं और ऐस नहीं धोते अपनी और सुअर खाते हैं. तो चले जाओ वापस. If this is such a big issue, why and then all this means they are bad people. मतलब वो लोग अच्छे नहीं हैं. It's not कि there's no acceptance कि हाँ bro उनका अलग सीन है. It's like, no, they are not good people, and now we will judge them. And
no, this was the first time I living in Karachi was the first time I realized that maybe I have become Canadian, and that moving back to Pakistan may not be an option for me anymore. Because I totally it skipped my mind that I have been living in Canada continuously for 10 years. 10 साल आप एक जगह रहते हो, वो जगह आपके अंदर बस जाती है.
Yeah.
So it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah. Shout out to my recent podcast with Shazil and what she was saying about why women want to leave, and it's like good job अब नहीं, बस हाँ यार हम ट्रेन में बैठ के चले जाते हैं, कोई मसला नहीं होता हमें. That's like and उसमें फिर लोग आते हैं, are you saying कि वहाँ crime नहीं होता bro? मतलब there is no comparison. अब तो लाहौर में मोटरसाइकिलें छिन रही हैं. Shout out to Lahore finally becoming a progressive city like Karachi. तो
नहीं anyway, पता है ये the way Nazar operated ना, I said this to Irfan, but I was like, यार I'm still so impressed माशाल्लाह से with how he operates, because one of the first things that Karachi takes from you is mobility. It will take your mobility, because ठीक है ना, what exactly are you willing to risk for your mobility? Life चलो is an extreme scenario, life नहीं भी हो, definitely your belongings and your dignity you risk those.
Because it's like देखो public transport is like full, मतलब as open, कोई भी कुछ ले ले. Next step up is मोटरसाइकिल में भी चोर भी मोटरसाइकिल में आते, तो आपको गाड़ी लेनी पड़ेगी जो AC वाली हो, जिसके शीशे ऊपर होंगे ताकि कोई बंदूक लेके अंदर ना आ जाए. लेकिन बंदूक फिर भी आ सकती है अंदर, तो आपको एक बड़ी गाड़ी चाहिए होगी कि वो बंदा सोचे कि यार इसके पास तो शायद खुद गन हो या शायद इसके पास गार्ड हो, तो ये वाली गाड़ी के साथ मे बी वोंट मैच, लेकिन जो करना होगा वो उसमें भी कर सकता है. तो इट्स लाइक layers upon layers which people in Karachi are living in because that's their life. बाहर से हम ओवरसीज कहते हैं कि ब्रो ये दिस इज लाइक नॉट फेयर, तो वो कहते हैं कि ब्रो तुम चले गए ना, जस्ट शट द फक अप, हम क्या करें.
That's it. I think that's
Oppenheimer.
I try to make it a point not to be whiny and like yaar ye kya ho gaya blah blah. I try to make it a point not to do that. Because it's annoying. I get it.
Yeah. Chalo, Nazar trying not to be annoying. Big step forward. बहुत maturity.
I think it's he's going to be a father soon. माशाल्लाह से ये जिम्मेदारी. हाँ. पता है अली भाई, मैं जो है ना एक और चीज सोच रहा था कंटेंट आइडिया से, ये मुझे एक आया. मैंने बोला in an alternative reality somewhere we are all in the same vicinity. So we're all in Canada, or we're all in Dubai, right? Or somewhere of this sort where people cannot get to us for everything. They can still get to us for the really bad things, so wo to humne karni nahi hai. And then we run a podcast where we just every week get together and talk, or every week, 3 times a week get together and just speak about all the nonsense that happens here in Pakistan, all the nonsense that is said here, right? Then whether friendships are ended based off your opinions about a song, a movie, a politician, or whatever it is, right?
Shout out to
I think
their latest reel, I think, is really great. I love coffee. Aap sab jaake dekhein. And you know, everyone should go. I'm sold.
That's crazy.
I'm fully
crazy.
sold.
It was solid. So
it was solid.
Na? So I think,
very solid.
It was solid. तो जो है
कहीं और देख रहे हैं, like हाँ यार बहुत solid थी यार, very solid.
तो जो है, I'm just thinking, ऐसी एक podcast होती, चारों बैठे हुए just talking.
Yeah.
I think that would be a lot of fun as well, because जितना हम and the older I get ना, जितना अपने आप को मुझे पुलिस करना पड़ता है ना, उतना मुझे frustration और एक किस्म की nihilism feel होती है अपने अंदर.
Yeah, because it's like the people who are doing the fucking policing are in charge, and उनके काम के नतीजे आपको नजर आ रहे हैं. तो I was like, why are you in charge?
But it's not even just. It's also when I was younger, na, there was at least this hope कि हाँ अभी मैं पुलिस कर रहा हूँ, because eventually things are going to get better, you know, or I'm going to make them better.
Yeah.
But then when you get to like 30 or whatever, you realize they're not getting better, guys.
Yeah.
You know, and nobody's getting progressive. And uske upar, you know, just shutting up, not doing anything improper, and working hard also. मतलब, you can be religious about it, which I'm sure we need to be. कि आपको उसके मिल जाएंगे, उसका अजर यहाँ नहीं मिलेगा तो दूसरी दुनिया में मिल जाएगा. But people get ahead with using the worst, most vile things, you know, methodologies possible.
Yeah.
And you're just over here going, yeah, I don't know.
Speaking of religion, Pakistan में तो खैर वो भी is very like, you know, ups and downs. Like I went to Saudi for the first time abhi for work. I was in Jeddah for like 2 weeks. ठीक है, interacting with a lot of Saudi people और ये वो सब कुछ. And वहाँ जाके मेरा conclusion था कि these guys are way more religious than Pakistanis, but also way less religious than Pakistanis.
That's
like,
it.
उनका तो ये सीन है कि हाँ bro, नमाज रोजा सब कुछ करना है. It's all built into the culture. Muslim country, Pakistan is also Muslim country, but they don't talk about it. ये पाकिस्तान में तो ये है ना कि भाई इफ्तार हो रही है, फास्ट रोड पे इफ्तार पे पहुंचना है वरना हराम हो जाएगा. तो लाइक हाँ ब्रो, रोजा रख लिया हमने और रोजा खुल भी दिया हमने, एंड इट्स फाइन. अब ऑब्वियसली built into it, गुरबत, multiple sects, control, ठीक है, but on a personal experience it was so wildly different.
An anecdote यहाँ पहली भाई, I had a friend and she was having a difficult time with her faith, right? So we had invited, there was a few other friends and we invited her for iftar, right? अब मैंने जो अपने ऊपर बिलीफ है वही मैं दूसरे के ऊपर अप्लाई करता हूँ, इसमें कोई वो इशू नहीं है. सो मैंने ड्राइवर को भेजा इफ्तार, इट वाज राउंड अबाउट इफ्तार टाइम, तो मैंने ना आई गेव हिम अ फुल बॉक्स ऑफ खजूर्स एंड 2 वाटर बॉटल्स. एक ड्राइवर था, एक उसके साथ बंदा था, गार्ड था. And I was like, again, privilege. I know, I understand, but just hear me out for a second, right? Because they were going to get there, get home, iftar ke 3 minute baad. ठीक है? 3 मिनट बाद they were going to get there, and फिर ज़ाहिर इफ्तारी वो खजूर तो वहीं खा लेते गाड़ी में, इफ्तारी करते. This was my reasoning. फिर आके सुकून से नमाज पढ़ लेते, right? I'm not saying कि this is the most ideal circumstance, लेकिन कराची में things are just, that's how they move.
Yeah.
Right? And we were really speaking to this person about, you know, possibly you know, trying a fast, and even if not fasting, मतलब आप इफ्तार पे आओ, इफ्तार is a communal thing. अली भाई ये ड्राइवर ने इतनी रैश गाड़ी चलाई कि when she got out of the car finally, हाँ इफ्तार की वजह से exactly. हालांकि सब कुछ था उनके पास, कि finally when she got to us ना, she was so disheveled, forget fasting, forget religion. She didn't want to talk about anything. And again, वो खातून है, वो मर्द है, आगे से उसको कैसे बोले कि भाई आराम से गाड़ी चलाओ. All of these things, ना, all of these reasons is why you can say Pakistan's the best country on earth, and you can tell me to leave. I came back. I'm willing to work for Pakistan. मुझे ना बोलो ये बातें, right? But आप लोग कर क्या रहे हो? मलेशिया इज द सेम वे, जैसे आपने बोला ना जद्दा के बारे में, मलेशिया इज द सेम वे। मुसलमान है प्रॉपर, सारी नमाजें पढ़ते हैं, but they don't need to feel the need to tell me about it.
पाकिस्तान में बहुत सारे और दूसरे डायनामिक्स फीड इनटू इट ना, गुर्बत, कंट्रोल, लैक ऑफ होप, लाइक वी टॉक्ड अबाउट, अवाम में जस्ट होप नहीं है, सो दे जस्ट क्लिंग ऑन टू स्ट्रक्चर्स इतनी ज़ोर से कि यू नो शायद इस तरीके से मसला हल हो जाए, एंड इफ यू आर नॉट पार्ट ऑफ इट तो देन मे बी यू आर पार्ट ऑफ द प्रॉब्लम। तो आई मीन ज़बरदस्ती हम न्यूआंस डालना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज एवरीथिंग इज न्यूआंस्ड, बट थिंग्स कैन ऑलवेज बी बेटर एंड जस्ट बी नाइस। खैर इरफान, क्लोजिंग स्टेटमेंट आप देना चाहेंगे अवाम के लिए, कौम को खिताब, यू नो?
उनकी एक रील एडिट हो गई है अली भाई।
It's been great to have you on.
मैं ये खिताब
यार, I
देना
feel bad यार, इरफान भाई पूरे टाइम he said nothing.
मैं सुन रहा था, मैं I felt like I was a part of a live podcast. तो मेरा खिताब ये है कि मैं बहुत सारी चीज़ों पे काम कर रहा हूँ जिसके बारे में अभी बात नहीं कर सकता, लेकिन वेरी सून इंशाल्लाह आप बहुत सारी चीज़ें देखेंगे और उस पर हम बात फिर डिटेल में करेंगे, बहुत many things.
Oh shit.
या
Let him cook चल रहा है।
यहाँ से आपने बीप करना है, सही है?
हाँ
है।
Woo! That's a good one.
तो अब तो मुझे नहीं भेज रही, लेकिन मुझे भेज रही है apparent, I think.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing, Irfan bhai.
Oh shit. Very good. इसकी मैं शक्ल भी अब आप देख रहे हैं तो नाम वर्ड्स तो सारे बीप हो गए। मैं देखूंगा कि हाउ ऑब्वियस ही इज विद हिज इनंसिएशन, तो मैं शक्ल को भी ब्लर कर दूंगा, लिप रीडिंग एंथुसियास्ट्स ना आ जाएं कि भाई ये हमने रिवर्स कैलकुलेट कर लिया कि इन्होंने बात क्या की है।
नहीं, अगर वो आगे एंथुसियास्ट आ गए तो वो तो फिर मेरी या नजर की शक्ल को देख के भी क्या बोल रहे हैं? लैम्बोर्गिनी क्या हुआ?
अच्छा,
नहीं, good scene.
Okay, चलो, good, we could do this. I think सही है, this is enough. Nazar, glad you made it and you woke up in time.
Alhamdulillah. नहीं, I was up when you called. फोन बाहर था, 30 टाइम चल रहा था.
Nobody. एक घंटे से मैं मैसेज कर रहा हूँ, नहीं 2 घंटे पहले तो ऐसे ब्रो 2 घंटे का पॉडकास्ट है, फिर ऐसे 9 बज रहे हैं, अब तो 1 घंटे में रेडी। मैं लाइक 9:24 हो गए, नजर तो must be awake because I was like, no man,
I woke up 9:45.
When I called you, that's when you woke up.
No, you called me at 50 or 48.
No,
I was.
How am I wrong? How am I wrong in this situation?
45 पे उठ गया था, 5 मिनट बाद आपकी फोन आई, क्या हो गया? क्या बात कर रहे हो?
पहले तो मैंने उसको कॉल किया ना, तो उसमें आया कॉल नॉट कनेक्टेड, मैंने कहा उसका फोन ही बंद है।
नहीं, it's on do not disturb till 10 a.m.
Oh wow. खैर, चलें।
नहीं खैर, we're all here, alhamdulillah.
Congrats.
Always. I just before closing, I do want to say a little thing. Karachi mein got very difficult, and Kazi bhai and Irfan bhai really helped emotionally, morally, physically, all there. So I really appreciate that. As someone,
अच्छा दफा हो जाओ पागल, stupid fuck off.
नहीं मुझे बताओ physically कैसे help किया उन्होंने तुम्हारी?
Physically मतलब they were there ना.
चंबे लगा, चल निकल.
Tension होती थी, पहुंच जाते थे या मैं पहुंच जाता था, तो it was good. As someone who has been losing friends right and left, it was nice to have some.
देख लो शक्लें याद कर लो इनकी, कुछ पता नहीं. ओके,
इमिग्रेशन लॉयर से भी कनेक्ट करवा दो, मुझे भी नेक्स्ट पॉडकास्ट पे कंप्लेन करना है यार कराची।
ठीक है,
करवाते हैं, अब आपका काम करवाते हैं इरफान भाई, टेंशन नहीं लें आप।
यू नो दिस
मेरा वो सीन है कि अम्मा अब्बा को नहीं होता कि हर कुछ महीने बाद के बेटा हमारी जिंदगी में शादी कर लो, मुझे ना वैसा होता है कि भाई इमिग्रेशन करानी है तो अभी करानी, अभी अगर 2 दिन में कुछ नहीं आया ना तो फिर वो फीलिंग चली जाती है।
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop recording. Bye everyone.